So shout out to them for winning the war against me. They gave me a 7-day YouTube jail on my main channel. Shout out to them for winning against me. So they have won, and I respect again, guys. If you're coming through, click the subscribe and bell notification so that you get notifications, guys. I do not want to go back to on this dusty channel. I've been having 2 people watching live stream. That is unfortunate. Yes, they shut down my other channel, DiCaprio, for 7 days. So for 7 days, I will not. But I'll give you guys a promise. If you guys subscribe, I will be doing a show every single day for the next 7 days. 100%. I will do a show every single day for the next 7 days until I get my new channel back, because I cannot go back to having like some of these dusties. One of my friends, 2 people live stream. I cannot go like that. That is embarrassment. It is embarrassment. We cannot allow these. shout out to you, my
Shout out. What's going on, Kaiso?
Yeah, it was good, man. Like my main channel's been blocked for 7 days because of some Black Americans, because we had a war and I said some wrong things according to YouTube guidelines. So it is what it is.
Oh, so was this yesterday's stream when you were going back and forth with those guys from the monastery?
Israelite? No, it's from the
Huh?
Israelite community. I told the Israelites that they were slaves. I was going to enslave them and stuff like that. So unfortunately, yeah. So yeah, I think Bushland, you have to click off the stream. Yeah. So I was arguing with a guy called Judah Nasrafet. He got his people to come and report my channel en masse. And unfortunately, yeah, they won. Yes, yes, the video was very racist against Black Americans. I said I wanted to enslave them and do bad things to Jesus.
Hold on. Black Americans or Israelites? Those are 2 different things.
Israelites. Sorry, Israelites.
Yeah, yeah, man. That's unfortunate, bro. But Kaiser, you gotta watch out, bro. I mean, like, we understand what you're saying. You trolling sometimes, but some people they get hurt, like things that you say. So you gotta be careful, bro.
Yeah, if I have any crazy shows from now on, I'll put it off on my second channel. Then I put it on Patreon. I'm not gonna take any because you know what, 7 days with no streaming. Do you know how hard that shit is?
Yeah, man, bro. They messing with your hustle, brother. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Exactly, man.
they're messing with your money right now. That's a bitch move. They did that though. Like, I would never do that. I would never report somebody, bro. Look, if you can't take the heat, you don't have to listen. Just go somewhere. Like, but reporting someone, that's a bitch move right there.
Exactly. That's the problem, man. So yeah, go ahead.
But the thing is though, like, those I've been saying this. I'm not sure if my brother Ja, I'm not sure if he's an Israelite. I got much respect for him, but
He's a good
like the
Israelite.
Israelites, huh?
He's a Congolese
Ja,
Israelite. So yeah, he's not the same as a Black American.
John Sola.
Yeah, he's a Congolese one. Yeah, but he's a Congolese Israelite. As in, he believes in the Tantanzambi, the god of Congo. He doesn't believe in the nonsense from Black America.
Oh, okay. So he's good. He's good. But the ones that I see, bro, the ones that say they're not African, they're not from Africa, the ones that I see on the streets, the one that the other day Afrodamus was talking about, those guys are clowns. Those guys are fucking idiots. Like, they have the IQ of like 20. Like, things that they say is just outrageous and just ridiculous. Like, I can't even take those guys serious. You know what I'm saying? Like, what I'm talking about, right? Those Israelites that say they're not African.
Of course, they say that we're Hamites. In fact, that guy was calling me a Canaanite, saying that I deserve to be in slavery. That's why I even said any madness against him. He came for us first, me and Kifaro. We did not attack him. He attacked us. So I was only defending West Africans. I told him that I was a monkey. He called me a monkey meat eater. He called me a sodomite. I mean, this guy just went crazy. But
those guys are fucking racist, bro. Like, but the thing is though, like, what I would say to you guys is, like, you just gotta watch, bro. There's people like that that's gonna mass report your channel. You know what I'm saying? So you're not gonna win, bro. You can say whatever you want, but they gonna do that bitch move, report your shit, because they're so emotional, they can't take the heat. So all they gonna do is just report your shit. You know what I'm saying? That's why you gotta be careful, bro.
Yeah, thanks for the advice. I appreciate it. Bushland East, what's good, brother?
It's all good on my side. I totally agree with the brother, because I was looking at Sneeko, and when it comes to places like YouTube, in all that's very politically correct, and there's money involved. You gotta be careful to look and protect what's yours, because they'll
Mm,
report you, you'll be banned, and you'll lose your voice. It's a zero-sum game.
that's true. That's actually really true. 100%. I'm just learning how this system works. So, guys, I will be removing all the videos from my main channel again. I've got. Don't worry, I've got all them on backup. I'm gonna re-upload them on backup on a backup channel. But in terms of keeping them around, no, because what happened is I actually got a copyright strike from a video that was 3 years ago. So the issue with YouTube, sometimes things can just happen. So from now on, I'm gonna start fresh. The dust is still gonna happen, guys. But if the dust happens, I will be removing the video, putting it in a separate platform, and being making it available on Patreon because I can't risk the YouTube because again, people enjoy the streams, right? People like the streams, so and also I like doing the streams, right? So if I do that and I don't take care of where we all enjoy and have a good time, making fun of each other, learning from each other, doing videos about space, about technology, about dust, about we do everything here, right? It's a diverse. That's the situation. Yeah. So I'm gonna learn from it, and I will definitely not be allowing streams like that to stay up because clearly, all those Israelites came in, mass reported my video, and then YouTube told me, hey, this is offensive against XYZ. It's taken down, and then you've also got a guideline strike.
Bro, did,
So
did, did you appeal? Did you appeal?
I appealed it, but the issue is I'm so lazy. I didn't really write a proper appeal. That's my
Oh
problem.
man.
Yeah, I just said no. This is a we're all black. It's not racist, and yeah, please give my give my channel back. I didn't really make a good
Nah, no,
argument, man.
no, no. Bro, you two don't care about that shit, bro. You have to do a proper appeal.
Mm,
But the thing is though, like Kaiser, your streams are one of the most entertaining streams. I'm not gonna lie. I love listening to your streams. You know what I'm saying? I love watching your streams. But at the same time, bro, you can't risk it because this is a good
mm.
thing. Like this is where all black people from all
Come
over the
together,
globe.
yeah.
This is where we all come together. Sometimes we get dusty. We talk shit about each other. But at the end of the day, that's good because like at least we having a dialogue. We talking to each other. Like you know what I'm saying? Like we never had this opportunity before. You know what I'm saying? So we're taking advantage of this technology.
Yeah, that's
But
true.
at the same time, bro, you can't fuck it out, bro. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, those dudes like they emotional. You already know. All they gonna do is just mass report your shit. So you just gotta learn the YouTube lingo. Like you gotta learn how to diss them without generalizing anyone, so YouTube can
Mm,
give you a strike.
mhm. Great advice, man. And I'm gonna listen to it from now on because I was like, oh shoot, yeah, they mass reported it and they got annoyed because someone told them, oh yeah, Kaiser's this is the guy I was in the chat. I was in that chat, right? When they're doing live stream, and I was sharing their video of me, and then yeah, they all came up and yeah, yeah, it is what it is. It is what because it was like it was not just a YouTube doing it by itself. A YouTube reviewer reviewed my video and then told me, you get my point, right? This was because of them being like a whole unit and just coming against me. But it's what it is. I will learn from this. I won't call myself a victim. Um, I will just learn from it. And definitely shout out to you, man. Thanks for giving me good advice. We got Mr. Nice, we got Bullet. Also, so Bushland, are you in Kenya right now?
Yeah. I'm in
Okay, by the
Kenya.
way, you have that Machakos accent, you know.
Nah, there's no Chakos accent.
Where is it from?
Hey, that's a dusty combo from Machakos, man. I can tell.
Exactly. He sounds like you see. I know exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. This nigga sounds like a Canva man.
Oh, sensational.
Yeah. And also we got Bullet. Wait, are you on stereo? Oh no, not in stereo.
Huh? Am I
Bushland,
what?
are you on stereo?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So shout out to you, Mr. Nice, and then Bullet.
Yeah, what's up? Actually, I'm just waking up, honestly. I was up for a while listening to African Malay on YouTube channel, then I fell asleep. Man, sucks working overnight. But, what's the topic about? Same topic from African Millennials Live?
Yeah, we're just continuing on about can Africa ever succeed? Kenya, Nigeria, South Africa. Oh
Listen,
shoot,
I'm
nice. I got some little donation already, man. Shout out. Let me give the
okay.
donation. Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Listen, I'm always gonna stick with Kenya when it comes to any other country, honestly. So I don't care about I don't care about Nigeria or South Africa. So
Hey, Mustard Nice, how you gonna say the giants of Africa? You don't care about them? Come on, bro. That's the
but it
giants of
is,
Africa, bro.
I don't know,
Yeah,
but
hang
I
on,
don't
guys. Let
care
me
about
just give the credentials to today's sponsors. Shout out to Stella for $100 donation, and shout out to Nigerian Prince for £15 donation. Shout out to you, Dusty's supporters from Nigeria. You are a good brother, stealing from the white man and sorry, white woman, and making them fall in love with you. Sending me your donations, and also shout out to you, Stella, as well from Canada. No, Maryland, America. Shout out to the
From
sponsors of today's
DC.
shows.
Hey, shout out to Stella, man. You know,
Yo, Stella
Ugandans are very
donate a
generous
hundred
people, man.
dollars. Stella
Ugandans are
donate.
very generous people, bro.
Yeah, so shout out, man. So you guys are Dusty, man. You donate to my new channel. You don't donate to my old channel. Yeah, you know what? These people, man. These Africans, huh?
But yeah, like I'm sorry, Kenyan is all. I was gonna stay with Kenyan compared to other African. If we're just talking about
Yeah.
the big countries, nah, I don't care about Nigeria that much or South Africa.
All right, man. Kenya is much better than Nigeria in every
Mm,
way. I'm gonna say this right
true.
now, right here on the record. You know what I'm saying? All you Nigerians, y'all can come for me, man. I'm telling you, Kenya is much better than your country. You know what I'm saying? But Kaiso, this is not your this is not a new channel though. Because I'm already subscribed to this channel. This must
Yeah,
be in your
this is our
second
new
channel.
channel. It's
Yeah,
our
it's my
new
second
channel.
channel. I have another channel somewhere. It's actually a big channel, got 6,000 subscribers, but I will not be coming clean on that channel. It's a little bit cringe. But yeah, this is the one I want you guys to watch. Yeah, but yeah, shout out to you guys, man. Stella and Nigerian Prince, man, making it rain. You've paid a third of my rent for this month, so shout out to you, man. Mad respect. Yeah, so shout out. We got Bullet. By the way, it's my South African accent. Good or is it really bad? Because I actually think it's not really that bad. I actually think I'm sounding like a really good South African.
Yeah, that's a good South African accent.
Yep.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I could tell you've been practicing.
Hey, hey guys, what's the topic about?
Topic is about can Africa ever succeed? Kenya, Nigeria, South Africa. Okay, Nigeria has the largest economy in Africa, $500 billion, $500 billion. South Africa has the largest economy, medium mixed with the largest GDP per capita. Right? Is you can do the maths, right? So South Africa is doing the best in terms of both highest, very high GDP and also GDP per capita. Kenya is doing well because if you come here, like I said, the systems, yes, I think it's dusty, but from where I've been in other African countries, this place is actually doing really well. Electricity is everywhere. I've never had a power out. For example, even when I was in Kibera, I had like 2 power outs. So, things are actually doing pretty good here. So these are the countries in Africa right now that are going to be the next superpowers in Africa. So how do they, what do we do to make them the next superpowers?
I think we should encourage a culture of selfishness. A few days
Mhm.
ago, I was reading a paper about the virtue of selfishness, and it really struck me. This is what we need as Africans. If you look at many places in Africa, people are on all this unity shit, communal shit, and you can't develop with that. Well, when
Mhm.
Kibaki came into power in Kenya, that's what he encouraged. You work hardest and best when you're working for yourself. When you have selfish motives, nobody can work for another person. We'll end up like Tanzania on some wild communist shit and poverty.
Damn, man, my guy taking shot at Tanzania, bro. What's up
Come
with that?
on, Tanzania is a good country. Come on now,
I know, bro. Come on, man.
like it's not
Yo,
that it's
hey,
not a poor
yeah,
country though. Well,
hey,
not that
We
poor,
need
that's
the
nice. That's
relief.
nice. That's that Kenyan thing, bro. They always taking
right?
shot at Tanzania.
Those take shots and stuff for no reason.
No. I'm really serious. Like I had family living there, and those people harass you. They be calling you all type of shit, money, capitalist, you're thieving, and they don't work hard themselves. They want you to be in
So
poverty
hold
together.
on.
Yeah, they're
So
kind of lazy. I agree with you. They're just not that happy.
ah
Yeah,
man,
like
that's that
Come
Mombasa.
Kenyan
on,
babble,
y'all
They're
bro.
like
Y'all
Mombasans,
niggas need to
man.
no.
stop. Y'all niggas need to
Come
stop, bro.
on,
That's
yeah.
that Kenyan babble, bro. Tanzanians are good people, bro. Y'all niggas are tripping.
Nah,
I
Socially,
mean,
they
come
are
hey,
good,
on.
but
hey,
when it comes to economics, that's not the way.
I get it. You guys got bigger economic compared to Tanzania. That's true. But come when you say like Tanzania, okay, Tanzania are docile compared to Kenyans. Let's be honest. Not all Kenyans. Some Kenya are docile. Or if we
Yeah,
talk about those big, tribes, there's the one more, have power compared, But I'm gonna say Tanzania are lazy. They're just docile. That's it.
they are not lazy. It's a culture, a culture,
yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
colonial culture, a way of doing things. You have to be
Yeah,
shisty and aggressive and selfish. That's how
yeah.
the
That's
world
that's true
works.
though.
That's true.
That's
That's
true
true.
though. I agree with him, bro. Tanzanians, naturally, they're very laid back people. I think
Yeah.
it's part of their culture. They're very laid back, so I do agree with him on that
No,
point.
no, I definitely agree. That's what I'm saying. I don't think they're not lazy. They just lay back. Really, they don't. Not like Kenyans who are more aggressive.
Okay,
They're more.
people are gonna come for me and say that I'm dick riding Somalis, especially my Kenyan haters, like football always, right? I will never dick ride a dust Mali. However, I will respect logic. Dust Malis, right? Imagine dust Malis eat out every day. Most of these men are bachelors. They don't even cook. They eat out in expensive restaurants, spending $30 a day in Africa, in Kenya. Trust me, my Dasmali friends are rich. What does that mean? I respect Dasmalis, right? Now you go to the Mombasa. A Mombasa woman is beautiful, but she doesn't care how rich you are as long as she has a house and food. That's how dusty these Tanzanians and Swahilis are. You gotta have a woman
So,
that makes you want to work
Kaiso,
hard so
Kaiso,
that you can make
Kaiso,
richness.
Kaiso, you saying is that Swahili culture in general? Because like
Yeah, Swahili culture is just
Yeah,
the
laid
that's
back.
folks,
Swahili culture.
Yeah,
You
it's
can
just
you
laid
can
back.
even see it in Tanzania. No,
Yep.
Mombasa. It's the same
Mombasa,
way.
Mombasa,
Zanzibar,
yeah,
Tanzania, they're the same, man. Swahili culture is just relaxed, laid back, don't work too hard. The seas has the fish. Chapati, you can make it. It just have the best life with the least effort. Am I wrong, Bushland?
No, you're on point, totally. And the problem is, if they see anybody that's pushing, that's working really hard, you are seen as,
A bad people. Yep.
yeah, a dodgy
yeah, man.
individual.
So yeah, I have to agree with you guys. Kenyans a little bit more hard workers. Like Kenyans work hard. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I
But
mean I'm not disagreeing with that. I know. Yeah,
yeah,
Kenyans, are definitely more, outgoing, more. Yeah, they're more aggressive. They're more. They don't.
yeah,
They're more how they work much harder than compared to Tanzania. So yeah,
absolutely, absolutely. Tanzanians are laid back. One thing I like about Tanzanians though, like the rules
They're
are
more
very
honest.
relaxed. The whole
Okay.
time, the pandemic when Kenya was on lockdown, Tanzania, like you didn't even have to wear a mask over there. I remember people like in
Oh
Mombasa,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
everything was locked down, like in Kenya, right? Everything, I think it was 8 p.m. or 6 p.m. I can't remember. Like you can't even be outside. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
In Tanzania, they never went through that. They're very, their laws are relaxed. It's not like Kenya, but every country, they have, what's the word I'm looking for? Uh, things that they're not proud of, right? Like Tanzanians, like when, like they just come off of people that don't work hard, like very laid back people that just love, enjoying life. You know what I'm saying? Same with the Swahili people in Mombasa.
Hmm.
But one thing I hear about Tanzanian coach is that they're that you can you can basically have like let's say a person can got you and the person have okay job starts at this time, but they'll come whenever time they feel like it. That's one thing I
Yep.
hear about
You can't
Tanzanian
rely
coach.
on it. Yep.
They're not really on the time,
You know, Ethiopian
So
culture is the same, by the way. Like Habesha timing is worse. Okay, just as bad as Tanzanian timing.
My guy is coming for all the East Africans, bro. except the Somalians, bro. Hey, You know what though? I do agree with you though. Somalians do know how to make money. You
No,
know,
they're not
there's
making
some
money, man.
fucked
You
up.
have to respect.
Look,
Somalis might be
look, they
dusties killing
look,
themselves,
look.
but they know how to make money.
No. They. I'm not gonna lie. They have a lot of fucking issues. Their culture's kind of messed up. It's male-dominated culture. It's misogynistic culture. Like the whole, religion, the mindset is all fucked up, right? But one thing that I give a credit for Somalians, wherever they are, they hustle, bro. They know how to make money.
Yep.
That's one thing, I gotta, take my hats off to Somalians, bro. Shout out.
No, honestly, I got respect for Somalis because the same thing, Somalis are only are very faithful to them, to their
Okay.
own people. That's
Also,
one thing I got
it's a
respect.
nice. Imagine, right? And I've seen this shit happen, right? If a woman that looks Somali or she's Muslim, doesn't matter if she's a Bantu or whatever, but she's either Muslim or looks Somali. If a man is trying to tell her, or like let's say like the border guy, the guy driving the motorbike, it's like, okay, hey,
Hmm.
having an argument. A Somali man will come there, pay off the difference. These niggas are supportive of each other. Do you
Yeah,
think other
Yeah,
Africans are gonna go there and support each other? No,
no,
they
that's the
won't.
few things I respect about Somali culture. They really will look out for
They
their
will
own
look
people.
exactly. They even have that chama in Kenya. We call it chama. They call it hagdad or whatever. Why? Right? We know about chama, right? Bushland.
yeah.
Right.
Have you
Somalis
have
do it
you
well. Go ahead,
yeah
brother.
have you heard about this the Unabomber Ted Krasinski?
Tell me
Yeah,
about
yeah,
it.
yeah. The Unibomber. He's from the U.S., right? He's from
Yeah. Did you
the
have
state of
have you
Montana. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going through the manifesto. If you do get time, go and go through it. There's some there's some there's some basic things that make a lot of sense. He was talking about industrial society and its future, and when he made a point about the human relationships, he said that in society people are taught to promote things such as nationalism, being non-tribal, etc., and the things like favoring your own family or friends in the workspace. It's not good, but these are dissuasions to loyalty. They want you to promote people that are more loyal to the state, more loyal to ideologies, but not loyal to yourself. The thing with
Mm.
Somalis is that their loyalty is to their families, to their clans, and if you look at all the inward-looking societies, they tend to be very successful. Look at the Japanese, the Koreans, the Chinese. Everybody that looks inwards tends to be successful. Even the Jews, because the economics works in your favor. Your finances are kept within the family, within the community. But when it comes to Africans tend to be outward looking. They tend to promote things such as nationalism, and with the advent of globalization, everybody is pushing for those ideas.
Mhm.
The humanity, the human race,
Yeah.
etc., overlooking your own personal interests, and your own
Shout
personal
out, man.
interests.
Hang on there,
Hey,
my Kenyan
wait,
brother.
wait, wait.
Like
Can
one
I
second.
can I interject?
Hey, no, 1 second. Let me just give shout out to my sponsors. Shout out to the Nigerian prince out here making money from the white woman and redirecting it back to dusty African Kenyans with a $48 pay. No, it's £48 PayPal donation. Shout out to you. Another £15 PayPal donation from you as well, Nigerian prince, and then Stella again for that massive $100 PayPal donation. Shallow, mother loving one.
Yo,
Mad
Kazo.
respect. Go ahead.
No. I
Yes.
do, I do, I do get that Ted was a terrorist, but his papers and his ideology does make sense. And actually, Africans should go through it and use it to their advantage. Because if we lay around and let everybody step over us, it's not going to end well for us, sadly.
Well, to me, that paper that you which is referred to doesn't make sense, and it's not true. You made an example about Koreans being inward looking and looking out for their own interests. That's not true. Koreans are very nationalistic people. They are they are proud, and they are people who, I'd say, there are people who are selfless. Okay, they
What
are
I'm
very
saying
nationalistic.
is that there is an hierarchy to their loyalty. Their loyalty first is to their family, next to the Korean people, people of their race, to Asians. You won't find no Korean sucking African ass here and promoting you. There must be a hierarchy of loyalty. Africans tend to lose sight of that. You can't promote nationalism and let down your own family at the expense of your own family, at the expense of your own friends.
Okay.
Yo,
Okay, I
Kazi.
hear you.
Yo,
Okay, I
Kazi.
hear you, my brother. But
Oh, go
also,
ahead.
the points that everyone's been making about Somalia, and that Somalians are selfless, and wherever Somalians go, Somalians are hard, Somalians hustle hard. That's the same thing that I see within Zimbabweans. Zimbabweans hustle hard
Yeah.
whenever they are in South Africa, or when they are anywhere around the world. They are really inward looking people, and I'd also be an inward looking people if my state has failed me. Okay, if I no longer rely, or if I no longer submit myself to the state that has put me in the condition, that I'm in, the poor state that I'm in. Of course, I would look inwards. Okay, and many countries usually that are poor, there's always people who look to themselves to. There are people who rely on themselves to improve their lives and not on the state. That's just how it is with countries that are poor. In countries that are doing well economically, you'd find that the people from those countries are more nationalistic. That's how I see it.
You made a great point. I mean, like the reason a lot of Somalis actually stick to their clan and they're loyal to their clan is because, like you said, they don't have a government, to take care of the people, right? So people look to their clan as a survival, right? So the Somalis have something even in the West. They have something called I don't know I don't know what it's called in English, but in Somali it's called Qaran, right? What that is, it's like people in the same clan. They do this by clans, right? So people in the same clan, let's just say if they're living in New York, they will come together and they will say everyone who works has to pay $200 a month. So they put that money to a saving. So if a member of the clan, something happens to him, if he gets sick, or if he even goes to jail or stuff like that, all that money they've been saving now takes care of that person of the clan. So I do agree with your point. Somalis, the reason they do that is out of necessity, because they have to be loyal to their clan, so the clan can take care of them, when something bad happens to them.
Also, can I add something real quick?
Yeah,
This
go
is
ahead.
just this is just what I noticed. I think what I've seen from Somali are much hard worker than Somali Kenyans. What I've
True,
noticed.
true. Somali Kenyans are dusty. It's actually the Somalis from Somalia that are creating the jobs. Again, people can say I'm booty clapping, right? No, I like to say the reality here. Somalis from Somalia are creating jobs for dusty Kenyans from dusty villages, 100%. Not for me, obviously. Yeah, a man like me will never work for
Yeah,
a
so,
dusty
so
village.
Somali Kenyans took that. They basically are like anyone else in Kenya. They
Yep,
pretty
yeah,
much took that Kenyan mentality, Kenyan culture.
yep,
So you're right, Kaiso.
yep, exactly. Yeah,
Kaizo,
no, Amilka. If you send money through PayPal, I will not show your real name. I'll just show you Amilka. Trust me, you can clearly see. I will never share anyone's real name. That's part. You can call me Dusty, but I got some. Yeah, H Block, Mr. Nice. Anyone else can obviously attest for that, right? I don't use people's real names or anything like that. Never. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
yo, Kaizo,
Go ahead, brother.
don't you think that corruption has had some influence on the success of some people?
Of
Go ahead. What do
course.
you expand a little bit more?
The other day, I was going through the statistics that were released by the Kenya Bureau of Statistics, and I was looking at
Mhm.
a county like Machakos. Machakos has a bigger GDP than
So you
Kiambu.
are from Machakos, then?
Yeah, of
You
course
are
he
from
is,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
Machakos.
yeah.
This nigga sounds just like Mwatu. Do you
Well,
remember Mwatu?
yo, why was you lying then about that?
Nah, he doesn't want to get exposed, but you sound just
Yeah.
like Mwatu. You remember Mwatu? But I haven't
Yeah,
seen that nigga in a while, man.
he was mad
Uh,
because I guess
he's a
he
bunch of
was
supremacist.
pro. wasn't pro. You know,
Yeah.
I
No,
I
no,
am
no.
from I am
pro.
from Machakos, but I don't live in Machakos. I've lived most
In
of my life
Nairobi.
here. So
Oh,
I was
go ahead,
saying
brother.
this in the statistics, Machakos has a bigger economy than Kiambu. Machakos has a bigger economy than Garissa, Mandera,
Mhm.
Wajir, all those
Yep.
counties combined
Mm-hmm.
because of the heavy industries in
Yep.
Athi River and those places.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at the finances that are raised and sent up north because of devolution and the equalization fund, and you come and there's a direct correlation between that and the people who are in those county governments and their investments in Isli, because we also have some properties in Isli. There's a
Mm-hmm.
direct correlation between the people coming to buy and coming to buy property there and holding
Mm-hmm.
office in the north. It's not your
Uh,
everyday Somali
wait,
that's
can I
out.
cut you off for a second,
Yeah.
Bushland?
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. Also,
Yeah.
hang on, Mr. Whatever, H Hawaii block. Oh, I get it. Yeah,
How you
Hawaii
block?
block. Yeah, man, this I knew it, man. Anyways, Amilcar says H block. Can I trust his Dusty Kenyan
Yeah,
his name?
absolutely, bro. I'm brother. Trust me, bro. You know, Kaiser might be racist. He might be white
Even that
supremacist. He
Dusty
might be
African React. I didn't want to give his name out, right?
right. He might be sexist. You know, which he admitted he's a sexist. But you can trust him. You know,
yeah,
Kaiser knows
Kazo.
my name. He
Yeah,
knows
Kazo
my
knows my
full
name.
name. He knows my address. You know what I mean? He knows everything about me, bro. You can trust him. You got my word, bro. You can trust this Dusty Kenyan 100%.
Yeah, also I just want. Yeah, Kazu also know my real name. He knows my government name. Only few people here know my real name, and
Mm.
Kazu is one of them. So you can trust him.
Yep. Trust me, I might be dusty, Amilcar, but I have principles. I'm autistic. I have principles. Yeah. So Bushland, it's really interesting. I was speaking to Masai girl. I'm going to be releasing the video on Ike's channel tomorrow. Actually, we're speaking about why there's droughts. Right. When Punta was here, we're talking about why is the Kenyan government not think it's got the biggest economy in East Africa, but people are dying in the north. Then I realized, oh shoot, Ruto actually sent off $20 million for irrigation. That money never arrived there. It's actually
Yeah.
the governors, their own people, people from Mandera, like
Yeah.
people from Wajir, people from Marsabit are the ones who stole that money. What the hell? When I
Yeah.
realized that shit, I was like, whoa. I actually apologized to the Kenyan Dusty government.
If you look at all the Somali ballers in this city, they somehow have a connection either to the Somali government or to the county governments. Your normal Somali is not out here on the streets balling. They are starving back home. So I don't.
Yeah, I do agree with you to a certain point, but however, a lot of Somalis that you know, the ones that sell gold and you know clothes and all that stuff in East Lee, those guys have no connection to the either the Kenyan government or the Somali government. So these
True on
people
this one. Yeah.
are bowling. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them are bowling actually in East Lee, and they have no connection. And you're right. The average Somali in Somalia is starving. You know, but you're right though. The Somali Kenyans are making
Yeah. I was having a talk with a friend of mine who used to school together in high school, and they are one of those people connected to the county governments. He was telling me about what really goes on, because if a family or a clan push you to power, they also have to eat. So it's a web, it's a connection. Everybody from the top to the bottom is connected. There are also
Wow.
hardworking Somalis that have risen through the ranks because of their skill, their prowess, and shout out to them.
Okay. Yeah, that's quite interesting actually. Yeah, shut out. And so Bushland, this whole situation that we have Ruto, to be honest, I prefer Ruto to Baba because Baba look, the guy just was too old. He didn't seem that he was
Yeah,
very, conscious. But Ruto, I don't necessarily like the guy, but I see that he seems like he's at least self-aware. Like he's actually,
yeah.
he's alive. So I'm at my respects to that, right? So question is, how can Kenya move forward? Because Sakaja lied to us. Sakaja told us we're going to decrease the business ease of doing. Sorry, we're going to increase the ease of doing business index in Nairobi. Instead, this nigga starts putting up some fines on crossing the road. How dusty is that? He's putting
It's
fines up to 10K, $100 on if you cross the road the wrong way in Kenya, Nairobi. Why don't you make it easy for young people to get business licenses and pay back the money slowly? The guy lied to us.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at Ruto and Raila man to man, Ruto is a far superior leader and politician as compared to Raila. When I was back in high school in Nairobi school, he came along and I had a chance to listen to the guy. He's sharp, he's smart, he's skilled, he's ruthless.
Hey,
That's
that
what we need in this country.
hey, Bushland, are you Dante?
No, it's
Nah,
different. It's not Dante. Dante is a little bit. Dante's
Oh,
a
okay.
Kikuyu. He's a Kamba.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah,
yeah.
I can tell he's a Kamba.
Yeah, this one sounds more
So
like
my
Moditezi.
my
Go
only
ahead.
fear with Ruto is the kind of people he surrounds himself with. Because if
Okay.
if you look at a man like Gachagua is not
Yeah.
very smart. He has a loose
No,
mouth, and
true. And
simply
he's also
put,
a
he's an
thief.
idiot.
He's also a thief. Yeah.
Yeah. So Ruto himself is perfect, but the people he is surrounding himself with,
Okay.
they are questionable characters. They'll sink the boat pretty fast.
Yo, it seems like Ruto so far, he hasn't been in office long, but so far, looks like he's doing a good job, man. A lot of
No, he's been
Kenyans
doing
that
a
I
good
talked
job.
to,
Yeah,
Go ahead,
he's
brother.
yeah,
smart.
a lot of Kenyans that I talked to had a lot of positive things to say about it, man. And these guys were Kikuyus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, okay, so Ruto was
Yeah, who's
involved in the
Kikuyus?
2007 Kenyan violence, right? He was even indicted in the International Criminal Court for it. However, and even apparently probably, oh, this stream can't stay up, can it? Never mind, I'll stop. Yeah, I'm not gonna say some crazy shit and then get killed in Kenya. But yeah,
Hey guys, could you please elaborate on the 2007 violence? What happened?
oh,
Because
okay, so
I'm South African. I'm not really aware of
yeah, Bushland, you
any.
can explain it.
Uh, everyone has a different story, a different point of view of what happened, really.
Yo,
So
2007,
there
what
was,
happened was
but
Kibaki stole the vote. He was not supposed to be president, right? And then
this
Kibaki
is what
is
happened.
Kikuyu.
There was
So
an election. There
yeah.
was an election. There were irregularities, as we've always had in this country. And the commissioner of the commission back then, ECK, Kivwitu, when asked who won the election, he said that he could not tell who won the election because there were so many irregularities. It was virtually impossible to declare a clear winner. So people started pulling to their sides. We had the Kikuyus on one side, and the Kambas had their man, and the Luos, the Kalenjin were on the other side. So when people started pulling to their side because the commission did not have the capacity to declare a clear winner, uh, people like Kibaki, backed by Karua, sought the negotiated, if I may, with Kalonzo, gave him the deputy, and he shifted the Kamba bloc to support the Kikuyus. It was questionable because he was sworn in at night, and if the commission cannot declare you as a clear winner and you take power, of course it's going to cause problems, and shit went south from there. But the vote was clearly stolen, in my view, because we were supposed to do a rerun and proceed from there, but not declare a winner in such a messy way.
But
People like
aren't
that.
you glad? Look, aren't you
People,
glad that Kibaki stole the votes though? Aren't you glad that that happened like that?
no, not
Because
really. Many
because
people,
Kibaki was one of the best Kenyan president. He was not supposed to be president. He stole the
True.
votes. However, he became
Kenya
such a
economy,
good president.
yeah,
he
Kenya economy
was he
grew the
was
most
he was
under
a
his
good
time.
president, but people lost their lives. That's not the way you're supposed to do things. It was wrong.
So can I please ask, those groups that you mentioned, are they tribal groups or
Yeah,
are
yeah,
they
yeah.
political parties? Oh,
All,
Tribal
tribal
all,
group.
yeah, tribal groups, and it was
Tribes,
not
man.
a nice thing. So
tribes.
Those are
people
the biggest Kenyan tribes: the Kikuyus, the Luos, the Kambas, and the Kalenjins. Those are the biggest Kenyan tribes.
So
I mean,
Kenya is a tribalistic country. Is that
No,
Very,
no, no, no,
very
no.
tribalistic.
No. Kenya is
I
not
mean,
that tribal.
Hey, yo,
For
Kaizo.
example,
Kaizo can tell us what he thinks went down. You know, I was young back then, 2007.
yeah. No, look.
Tell us.
Kenya is not okay. Kenya is tribal, but not the way you guys think. It's not based on tribes. It's based on tribal affiliations, which is different. That's a little bit higher level. For example, right? So in 2007, I actually was around in Kenya. My grandfather had died from the Wanga region of my family, so that's why I was in Kenya. So what happened is the Wangas. Okay, look, Luyas claim Wangas, but we don't claim them. It is what it is. But anyways, what happened is the Luyas are very democratic people. They vote for whoever they think is the smartest, best president that's going to lead them. They never really vote as a full collective like any other tribe. And then the Luos, of course, they wanted Baba, right? Again, Baba's been losing since forever. Now the Kikuyus wanted obviously Kalenjin. No, not Kalenjin. They wanted the person Kibaki. Kibaki was the best president, by the way. He did actually improve Kenyan economy, increased ease of doing business. It just people got tired of not having change, right? They got tired of being ruled by Kikuyus and Kalenjin, so they wanted someone different. That's true. So of course, yes, there were irregularities. For example, imagine this year. There's a power out, and someone is leading by several 100,000 votes, then by morning, someone else is losing. Yeah, no, that's not how math works, especially at night, right? It's just you're not gonna get that many votes at night. You're gonna get more votes in the morning again, even if it's lagging. So obviously there was irregularities. Kibaki most likely lost that election, most likely. The issue is obviously Kenya is tribalistic affiliation, so different tribes affiliate with different tribes. Kikuyus were being hunted by the Luos and also other tribes that were affiliated with them. Actually, a lot of my friends lost at least a family member in that whole issue. Ruto, I'm not going to explain what he did. I don't want to get killed in Kenya, but all I know is that there was a case against him in the International Criminals Court for citing violence against Kikuyus. However, that case was dropped because witnesses disappeared. That's the official story. I'm not going to comment on that, right? I don't want to disappear
Yeah,
myself.
I wonder why the witnesses disappeared.
I don't know, man. All I'm saying is I'm not commenting on this. That's just what the official story is, right? I don't want to disappear. So
Wait. It
yeah,
was there against the Kikuyu government?
the Kalenjin were against Kikuyus in that specific election.
Election.
Yeah,
Okay.
because the Kalenjins were tired of having a Kikuyu leader as well. You see, in Kenya,
I don't get
is
it.
a bilateral system. Kikuyus or
Right.
Kalenjins. That's the only people who have been power
Yeah.
so far.
So why is the Kanja being upset because they rule us multiple times?
Yeah, but you see,
And there
Kalenjins have ruled
was
twice.
Two
Kikuyus have
times,
ruled
just two
times.
times,
Yeah,
bro.
it's 3-2.
Two times.
Three to two.
Daniel,
Only two times.
Boy, and Ruto.
Oh,
Yeah, so
okay.
3-2. So right now, Kalenjins have ruled 2, Kikuyus ruled 3. So Kenya is just like Somalia. Somalia is the road, Hawir, and then obviously Somaliland is Dir, Isak, whatever you don't call them, those people. Kenya is the same. It's just 2 tribes, Kalenjin and Kikuyu, which is crazy.
But this is the thing. What Kenya needs to start doing, they need to let other tribes, at least rule.
Exactly. Kenya, vote for me, man. I'm a high IQ. I'm actually a genius, right? Technically. So vote for me, niggas.
No, bro. We gonna vote for Jacoya next term, man. I hope he runs.
He's
again.
also that guy's smart, but he's not a genius. He's just a
He's-
high intelligent
he's
guy.
Kamba.
You don't want high
He's a-
IQ guys.
It's Luya.
You know he's Luya. Same one of my fake tribes, Luya. So don't vote for Jacoya. Jacoya is a high IQ guy, but he's not high level. There's a difference. He just has a lot of IQ, but he doesn't have high levelness. Vote for me, niggas, man. Like if I'm in
Yo,
Kenya,
Brothers, if I may ask, how's the relations between the different tribes? Is there still tension, or do
nah,
you
not really.
sometimes
Not really.
do
Not
you
really.
No,
look
no,
at
no, no.
No.
do you look at each other
that's no
sideways?
tension.
No,
No,
nothing. Honestly, compared to
It's,
Ethiopia, when I was in
look,
Ethiopia last,
everything.
yeah, go ahead, brother.
Yeah, in Kenya, bro. It's very weird in Kenya. They are tribalistic when it comes to politics, but like everyday life, they're not tribalistic.
They don't
Like
care,
no one
man.
cares
They
about the
really don't
tribes.
give a shit.
People don't care about that shit. You know what I mean? But it's only when it comes to political things, like for example, the Kikuyus would only vote for the Kikuyu president. Like
Wait,
they don't care if he's corrupt or not. You know what I mean? So
I
when,
have
when
a
it comes to that aspect, they're tribal. But like everyday life, they don't have tribalistic culture. People just do their business. No one cares what tribe you are.
like, I have a question, right? Even we know like Kenya not very trouble when it comes to everyday life, but like how in Kenya there's a culture man can have more than one wife, and niggas be married multiple wife from different ethnic
Yeah.
group. How did that work
Oh,
when
so right now, Kenya's changed the laws on polygamy because
they
of
did?
feminism. Yeah, Kenyan feminists. Okay, let me explain the context. In Kenya, unless you're
Shout
part
out
of
to
like
Kenya for changing those laws, man. Shout out to Kenya. I support that.
Wait, but they have a big population of Muslims. So how the
yeah, they.
heck did that happen?
Oh no, no. Okay, so Muslims were allowed to marry multiple people because it's their culture, right? Any
Right.
tribes like Maasai's, etc. They were under tribal law. They were allowed to marry multiple people. The issue is under Kenyan common law, which is really British law, they could not actually inherit houses. So the second wife would actually be falling under the first wife. You get what I mean? So the first wife used to abuse the second wife when it came to inheriting
Okay.
products. So Kenyan
So
feminists said, look, we can't keep doing this where second wives are losing everything. So they said, no, just let polygamy be legal under common law so that wives from second, third marriages can actually claim equal inheritance. Yeah. So shout out to them.
so basically there's no longer man can marry more than one wife, right?
You
No, right
can.
now a man can marry any more than one wife. Any man, not just tribal men.
Okay.
But you do know that there was a historical connotation to a certain conflict. The union between Kalenjin and Kikuyus is more one of convenience to stop people like Raila, because if you
Mhm.
can remember when the first Kenyatta passed on, there was a cabal, the Mount Kenya Mafia, that wanted to
Mhm.
stop Moi from ascending to power. And
Yeah, I remember.
there's always been a tension between the Kalenjin and the Kikuyus, and there are a lot of
Mhm.
Kikuyus that are settled in the Rift Valley, that's
A
mostly
lot of them,
Kalenjin
yeah.
territory.
Mhm.
So when they wanted to stop Moi, when Moi took power, he really pressed those niggas. He stepped on their necks, and many people
Yeah.
died and they were repressed. So
No, but Moi
in
was a good
2000,
president.
yeah, in 2002, the wave that came to sweep Moi out of power was mostly Kikuyus from
Yeah,
Matiba, the
of course.
Kibakis. So
Mhm.
after that, there was a tension between the Kalenjin, because the Kalenjin was still standing with Moi till 2002.
Yep. Mhm.
And the other day, I was listening to Donald Kipkorir, the lawyer, and he was talking about there was an understanding between these bigwigs in 2002 that Kibaki would only go for 5 years once they took out Moi. But after his first term, that did not happen. He ran again in 2007, and the mess occurred. So I think that's another thing that hastened the tribal clashes that we witnessed, because the Kalenjin were still, holding that grudge from Moi. That's why they were with Raila in the first place to oust Kibaki in 2007, and they were feeling like the Kikuyus are encroaching and they are pressing them. They are trying to revenge for what happened. That's why
Yeah,
it went the way it did.
yeah. No, you say a very really good point. I think the issue is when Moi got power, the Kikuyus thought they could control him because he's from a less powerful tribe, right? At that time, Kalenjin were only like 11% of the country. Kikuyus were like 25%. So Kikuyus were like, nah, we can control Moi. I will say, look, sorry Hawaii, right? Moi did kill Degodia, right? But I think
Yeah,
in the sacrifice of the Degodia clan, actually your tribal allegiance, Ajuran helped the Kenyan government kill Degodia, right? But, but in
yeah.
that whole thing,
Yeah, bro. There's a lot of
Moi
a lot of
stopped.
Somali
Yeah,
clans that actually there were Somali clans that actually helped the Kenyan government
yep.
to
Ajuran was one
commit
of
a
them.
genocide against the Godia.
Yeah, Ajuran was one of them. And the thing is, look,
I, it was
Kenya
the
needed to stop
Ajurans,
that
the
war.
Ogadans.
Mhm. Ogadens, Ajurans, and
Uh,
also but some of them, Ten, actually did help do this. So the issue is these clans sided with the Kenyan government because if you look at it, if Kenya didn't do anything against that, look, Kenya would have been like Somalia right now, and that's the
Yeah.
sad reality. So Moi, look, I'm not again. The Somalis listening in the background like DEI, don't come for me. I'm not saying Moi is a great human being, but he was a great leader by stopping that Somali nonsense from coming into mainland Kenya. I respect
A
that.
great leader of the time. He saved us a lot of trouble.
Hey, Kaiso, I have to disagree with you though, because the Godias are Kenyans. This is a Kenyan tribe, so
Yeah, it's a
it's
Kenyan
not
tribe, yeah.
this was not in the case. This was not like the Shifter, like the Shifter wars where some
No, no, but
Kenyan. I mean,
Negodia was being funded by the people from Isaac clan and stuff like that to cause issues. That's what happened. They're being funded by
so
outsiders.
so this okay. So the Godias were having a problem with the Somali clans, and then the Somali clans got the Kenyan government to commit
Hmm.
genocide against the Godia.
Yep. Yeah, I'm
So
against
how
genocide.
is that right? So how's that? Are you saying because Moy basically prevented a tribal warfare, like just a Somali? I mean, Kane becoming like Somali. Those clans going
Yeah, I'm
war
being
with each
low
other. Is that
level.
what you're saying?
I'm respecting him on a
Yeah.
grand scale, but obviously in the middle scale, like, I'm against like genocide and shit. Yeah, I'm only like just look. The guy kept peace in Kenya. We didn't turn like Somalia. We didn't turn like Ethiopia. We remained like the most high GDP per capita country in East Africa for a reason. And Moi really kind of maintained that peace in his like the guy. You have to respect him for the peace. Like there's just nothing else I can say.
Yeah, you're right. I agree with you, man. Matter of fact, like if you look at it that way, yes, Moy did the right thing. But look though, shout out to Kenya, bro, for not becoming like their neighbors. Not falling into that fucking ethnic warfare like either Ethiopia or Somalia or all their neighbors. So shout
Yeah.
outs to Kenya for getting their shit together and
And
making the
Uganda. Uganda had
GDP.
like a president every 2 weeks, man. That country is dusty.
Uganda is a
Yeah.
country, but they have a dictator. They have a
Yeah,
dictatorship for like
thank
40
God they
years.
found Museveni, man. Because without Museveni, this niggas would have had a different president every 2 weeks, man. That's how. Check the presidential candidates and the presidents in Uganda. Every 2 weeks was a new president being killed or deposed. One of the two.
Wait, don't you guys don't even like him also?
True. But to be honest, I think he's a good leader because he's maintained peace. I respect people that.
He's a dictator, bro. Like that's like saying the guy from Eritrea maintained peace because his people are not fighting each other. But at the end of the day, he's a fucking dictator, bro. Come on.
But Kaizo, where do you think Uganda is going to slip into once Museveni passes away?
Hmm.
Do you think that there's maybe going to
Okay,
be like a power vacuum, or
good
do you
question.
think
Good
that a
question.
new do you think that a
Uganda
new
should.
leader do
Yeah,
you
good
think that a
question.
new leader is going to be elected and the country is going to
No,
do
no,
the
no, no, no,
same?
no. His son, unfortunately, that low IQ Tutsi Habesha lover.
Luhosi bastard.
Yeah, he's a Tutsi, and his wife is a Dusty Habesha. He's gonna be president, and that's the unfortunate situation. That guy's low IQ. I've seen the way he thinks, the way he types on Twitter and
Guys,
everything. I don't.
who's that? Guys, who's that?
Have you seen him? Look, you see, remember H block here. When I told you that this nigga Museveni was a Tutsi, you didn't believe me. Look at his son. That
No,
guy is a
I
Tutsi.
did believe you. I did believe you. I'm the
Oh
one
yeah,
who
yeah,
actually
yeah.
said he was a Tutsi, bro.
Yeah, he's a Tutsi man. He's
Yo,
working with the Rwandese president. You can't trust
yo,
these people, man.
yo. What
Oh,
if,
sorry.
yo, Kazo? What if we rule Kenya also?
What if? Sorry.
What if we decide to rule Kenya also?
No, no. There's no Kikuyus and Somalis will never let Dusty Tutsis rule Kenya, man. Come on.
Bruh, Tutsis,
Kikuyus
are you
in
serious? Look,
no
look,
way,
Mr.
no
Nice,
way.
Tutsis
In
ruling Kenya?
Kenya,
Are you
no,
serious?
no,
Are
not
you
I
Kenya,
don't
no,
serious?
know.
no.
Come on.
Tanzania,
That
maybe
look,
Tanzania, but Kenya. Do you know how these Dusty Kikuyus, Kambas, Merus, Embus, Kisis, these tribes, right? These tribes are warrior tribes, right? They'll never let you. Like I mentioned, that Kikuyus, Kambas, Merus, Embus, Kisis, and these Dust Malis. They'll never let you rule Kenya, man. But you see, I'm annoyed at Uganda because the great Buganda kingdom that I was a descendant of, yeah. Shout out to the Buganda kingdom. They allowed the Dusty Tutsi to rule them, man. That shit is weird, man. I don't get it. tell Mr. Uganda, yeah, he's actually part of the Buganda kingdom, right? So me and him are blood relatives, yeah. Tell him to get his people to be power of Uganda. Remove these dusty Nilots and these dusty Tutsis, man. Get the real Bantus into power again, man. Shalom.
You know what? Mr. You can part 2C also. So in his bloodline. So what you talking about?
I'm a part Dusty Oromo, man. You can't trust any of us. But the but the point is, right? Okay. Look, the Bugandans should rule Uganda. In Kenya, it should be ruled by Kikuyus or which are the tribes good? Kikuyu. Let's just say Kikuyu should rule Kenya. Yeah, Kikuyu should rule Kenya.
Or Luos too, bro. I think Luos.
Okay, Luos are high IQ, but Luos like to spend money. I wouldn't trust their fiscalness, man. They love to live the lavish lifestyle, man. These niggas who develop Kenya and put us in a debt that we can never pay back.
I really don't think tribe should be a factor in choosing our leaders. Leadership qualities should be and
True.
Yeah, but at the same time, bro, you have to be realistic, bro. We talking about Africa. You have to be realistic, bro. Like some Swahili guy. It doesn't matter how much he's qualified. It doesn't matter how high his IQ is. A Swahili guy will never be a president in Kenya. That's just reality.
That's wrong, bro.
He will never be. But should he not be if he's qualified?
He should. Absolutely, he should be. Absolutely, I agree with you. The most qualified, the best leader should become president. But we're talking about Africa, bro. That's not how things are in Africa. So we have to be a little bit more realistic.
The tribal mentality only hastens the collapse of nations, because I really don't see how 6 million Kambas will just walk around and be ruled for eternity. It won't happen. Same to the Luos, same to the Pokot, to the Turkana. If people see that's the game, they'll pull out. They'll say we'll form tribal confederations, and once those are formed, it's going to be tribal wars for forever. Like the Somalis with their 4.5 tribal system.
Yeah, the 4.5 tribal system is what destroying Somalia. And as long they have that system, Somalia will never be Somalia will never be a country. It will always be a failed state because of the way they discriminate their minorities. So I do agree. Kenya.
By the way, Rehan 1, are they part of the 0.5 or are they part of the 4.5?
They part of the 4, but they treat it like part of the 0.5 because they're mixed with Somali Bantus.
If Kikuyus get to win elections fairly for an eternity, nobody has a problem with that. But if a Turkana goes to the ballot and everybody, the majority, vote for him, and Kikuyus are like, no, you're not going to ascend because you are
fuck that, bro. I'm not even a Kenyan, bro. I'm not even Kenyan. I have a problem with Turkana ruling Kenya, bro. Those guys are dusties, bro.
Exactly. Those niggas don't even have clothes, man. Bushland, man. These niggas don't have clothes, man. They never invented clothes. Nah, we don't want these niggas in power. But I get your point, right? If a Luo, I interacted with a police officer in Kenya that's put me against this fake case. That's it to kind of, and I don't like these people. But yeah, shout out to them. Go ahead, brother.
I have interacted with some, and the elites are quite sharp and they're smart. They're nice. The problem, I believe, is cultural development. The same problem we are going to have. I'm not really hating or have a problem with Somalis, but the more Somalis we have in this country, I believe it's going to cause a problem because they are kind of discriminatory to the other communities.
How? I don't get it though, man. These niggas are darker than my left toe. So what do they have that's better than that? Bushland, how are you gonna get a Dust Mali discriminate against you when his toe is darker than my soul?
The problem is their culture, their system. Once he gets into a position of power, he's going to put Malis all around him, and power matters.
Good point.
If their numbers grow and
Bushland, let me ask you a question. I do agree with you. I do agree with you 100%. And I'm a Somali as well, and I do agree with you. Somalis do have a problem with discrimination. Just look at how they treat their own Somali people who are minority in their countries. They shit on them, right? So I do agree with you to that point. But however, my question is, how are the Somali Kenyans? Because like when I lived in Kenya, I always
No,
thought
no,
the
they're good,
Somali
man.
Kenyans
I
were a
live with
little
Somali
bit
Kenyans,
different.
man.
They
I
didn't
live with
have
them,
that yeah, they didn't have
bro. I live with
that
them.
toxic
They're good people.
culture that Somalis
Yeah,
from
they're good
Somalia
people.
have.
Somali
That's
Kenyans are
what I'm
good
saying.
people. No, trust me. The ones the Sijui ones, they're good people. People like a lot of my friends and my concubines are Somalis, Kenyan Somalis. So they're good people.
Cause you gotta be careful, bro. They gonna take down this channel too.
Oh,
You
okay.
can't you
Oh
can't
yeah, yeah.
say you can't say concubines, bro.
True, true, true. Dick suckers.
It's all about the state of cultural development.
Hmm.
Yeah, hey, Kaizo. So I've sorry for going a bit off topic,
Yeah,
but
go ahead, Black.
I've seen some commentary that Somalis have the most beautiful women in Africa.
Okay.
What's your comment on that?
Yeah,
Is that
yeah, yeah. No, no,
true?
no. They don't. Somalis have the best fuckable women in Africa. It's different from the most beautiful. Let me give context.
Bro, what the fuck, bro? What
Let me
kind
give
of shit is
context, right?
that?
Habesha, Amhara, Gurage, women are the most beautiful. That's a fact. I know it, right? However, the most fuckable women are Somali women because Somali women have an okay face and a sexy ass. That's why they're the most fuckable women, right? They have the actual African
No, no, no,
body
no, no,
structure.
bro. The most fuckable women are combo women, bro.
Okay,
They
okay, no,
have
no.
the
Kambas,
biggest, they
yeah,
have the
but
biggest
Kambas are not a big
asses.
tribe. That's the problem. Kambas is like 2 million. So Kambas,
No,
yes, I agree with you.
six
Kambas
million,
have a
six
nice
million.
face. Kambas have a nice, no, it's 4 million. Okay, sorry, we'll get in the middle. 4 million. Kambas have a nice face and a nice ass, but they're too small. Somalis are 35 million. That's the difference. So yeah, Kamba women, yeah, 100%, 100%. But in general, Somali women have a nice, okay face and a nice ass. Habesha women are flat like a Chinese woman, man.
Yo,
No, no,
that's
no.
wrong.
I've seen a lot of Habesha ass, bro. You not. Come on, bro. A lot of Habesha girls that I have seen got nice ass, bro. What are you talking about? Pancake ass.
Nah, never. Pancake is not a nice ass, man. Trust me, man. Look, the only one nice
No,
ass
no,
woman
no.
I've met in Kenya.
I didn't say pancake, bro. You said Habesha woman have pancake
The
ass.
only nice Habesha woman I ever dated was a Gurage, and that's because she was like what, like a trainer for gym. That's why. Obviously, she does like squats. No, no, but Somali women have a nice ass and an okay face. Mad respect. Kamba women also Kissy. By the way, do you know who keeps winning all the Kenyan Miss World, the Miss World contests in the world? Is Kissy women. Mad respect to Kisses, man. They're the most beautiful in Kenya. Every single Miss World is almost a Kisi. There's a one Kikuyu. Everyone else is Kisi. So mad respect the Kisis, man.
Those are half
Bro,
breeds.
everyone. No, kisses are not half breed.
No half breeds, man. Look, the point is,
They're not, bro. Kissy are Bantu, bro. But look though,
yeah,
here's because everyone has preference, right? When it comes to Kenya, bro, I think me personally, I think the Swahili women are very beautiful. They're very low IQ, you know what I'm saying, but very very beautiful. And I would say, Kikuyu women are beautiful, but Kikuyu women love money too much.
yep,
So
too much.
I don't know.
That's a
Kikuyu
Kisi woman,
women will
man.
probably just use you,
All these
you
women
know.
out here is Kisis, man. All the Miss World Kenya is Kisis, man. Shout out to them, man. Beautiful women, man.
Whoa, Miss World Kenya 2019, bro. She looks kind of sus, kind of.
Nah, come on, man. Don't
She
call
Bro.
looks
her
like a dude,
transgender,
bro.
man. Come on,
She looks like a guy.
Whoa.
nah, these are Kisis, man. Allow my people, man. This is one of my tribes, man. Allow us, man. Allow us.
Wow.
Like
Sharon
almost all of them are
Obara.
Kisis, man. There's
Whew.
like 2 Kikuyus, man. The rest of them are
Man, she's
Kisis.
fun.
Shout out to us, man. Shallow
But
mother
your
loving
whole
Cause
tribes, man.
y'all know what I
expression,
mean by half breeds. Come on now.
Nah, allow it, man. Allow it.
Y'all know what I mean by saying half breed.
Shout out to the Kisis, man. Shout out to us, man.
Whoa.
No. We don't know what you mean, bro. Mr. Nice, clarify.
Yeah,
What do you
that one
mean
in the middle
when you
there,
say,
beautiful kissy woman, man. That
yo,
one over
Mr.
there.
Nice? What do you mean when you say kisses are half breeds? What do you mean exactly?
I wasn't saying that mixed with Arabs. No, I wasn't saying
No,
nothing
no, not
like that.
Arabs, man. It was Southern
No,
Cushites
No,
and
I.
all that. Not
That's what
Arabs,
I'm
man. Come
saying.
on.
Half breeds.
Look,
they mix
Kisses
with
were
Oromos and
originally,
Somalis, bro.
yeah, exactly. The
Exactly.
original
Half breeds.
Oromos. Come on, man. But we speak a Bantu language. We're Bantus, man. Allow us, man. Allow us. Okay. Look at that beautiful woman there, man. Look at that beautiful woman. 20. All of these Miss Kenyans are Kisses. Two of them are Kikuyus, man. Shalawan to us, man. We're winners. That's it. We're winners. That's it, man. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways. Yeah, so Bushland East. Okay, so cool. So Kenya has actually elected a Dust Mali as the defense minister. Do you think he's going to betray us?
Not really.
How come?
Nah,
Is he a Kenyan Sijui or is he a Dust Mali from Somalia that bought
No,
Kenyan
no, no.
citizen?
He's a Kenyan from Kenya, bro. I was just watching him actually 2 days ago when he was
yeah.
in Congress,
Personally,
and he was saying,
I
yeah,
have no
he's
issues with
No,
Duale. If you look at
well,
the individual,
well, you listen. You have no issues for now, but let me give you a story of what happened in South Africa, right? So there was this man from Zimbabwe, and then he came to South Africa, and he was part of the ANC, and eventually went up the ranks, right? And then he became the minister of Home Affairs, right? So when he became the minister of Home Affairs, he made it easy for he created a special permit for Zimbabweans to come into South Africa, right, and be in this country legally, right. So right now, and then the guy's term ended in office, and then someone, and then someone new came in, right, and then and then this person says that okay, these permits have to end because now in South Africa there's now tensions of uh, like too many Zimbabweans in South Africa, and right now, there's a problem of unemployment and so many issues. So right now, we're asking all the Zimbabweans to go back to Zimbabwe because it's not safe for them. So the issue now
okay,
is that
right.
okay,
So
but
this two cases are not the same though, because the guy you're talking about, he's from Zimbabwe, moved to South Africa, but this guy is Kenyan guy. Like his tribe has been in Kenya, so he
Yeah.
considers
hey, yo,
himself
folks, but
Kenya
you do know
first.
that
He's
there
Somali is just
exists
his
yes,
tribe.
there does
but listen,
exist a relationship between the Somalis in
yes,
Kenya and Somalis in Somalia. Personally, I'm in the opposition. I'm just waiting for the dude to mess up so that we can have things to roast him about. Because whenever you touch a Somali in Kenya, they're all like, oh, discrimination, oh, witch hunting, blah, 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 blah. We're just waiting for reasons to, fold these
Okay,
niggas.
so you made a good point, by the way. Somalis in Kenya are always crying about discrimination, right? For
Yeah, so
example,
I believe
every
Dwale
time
is the best person to deal with
they cry about it.
security because he has to
That's true.
work.
That's true.
He won't be, they won't be like, oh, Dwale is discriminating us because he's one of them. He gotta work.
Okay, that's a good
If
yes.
point.
not,
By the way, yeah,
But
that's why. Yeah. So let me give you
guys,
context.
is that
Rad.
yes,
Go
Also,
ahead, and
Kaiso, also
I'll
the
give you
Somali
context.
Kenyans. Look, also Kaiso, the Somali Kenyans and the Somalis from Somalia don't have a good relationship either. That's why they call them Sijui,
Yeah, of course.
which
Look,
means
the
like, you know,
Somalis from Somalia, women. Yeah, I don't like the women from Somalia. You know why? These dusties dress like a dusty 5 foot Arab man. Why the fuck are you gonna put a dusty veil on your face? Beautiful woman.
I mean, the Swahili
Oh,
woman do that too, bro.
that's how you tell.
You
No,
being
no,
a
no, no.
you being a picky and
Some
choosy
of them,
right
some
now.
of them.
Swahili woman do the same
No, no,
shit.
no. Some of them. But most Somalis from Somalia put a dusty veil on their face. Somali Kenyans don't do that. So my respects to Somali Kenyans, man. They actually wear the dusty Somali clothes, man. They don't wear dusty Arabic clothes. My respects to them. That's how you tell the difference, by the way. Am I wrong,
Yo,
Bushman?
I think. Look, me personally, I think Somali Kenyans, bro, are more loyal to Kenya than Somalia. They don't want to have nothing to
100%.
do with Somalia, bro.
Yeah, so the DCI thing makes sense because Somali Kenyans have been complaining about discrimination by the police.
Yeah.
Same thing with the Nigerians. Also, anyone that looks different from average Kenyan, yeah, I've been complaining about it. Somalis because of money, Nigerians also because of money and crime. They've been complaining that the Kenyan police have been arresting them and mistreating them. So, putting the head of DCI, right? Yeah, as a Somali, that makes sense. Yeah,
Yeah.
hopefully,
No wonder
yeah, it makes
I
sense.
respect Ruto. That was a stroke of genius.
Mhm.
The nigga is smart.
No.
Also, bro, I'm gonna go by what he said. Duale, when he was in front of the Kenyan Congress, I was just watching this, by the way, like 2 days ago. So
Yeah.
this nigga basically is saying, "I'm Kenyan." Like, forget about anything else. I'm Kenyan first. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
I'm anybody else. Like, so a Kikuyu person, you're not gonna say, "Oh, he's a Kikuyu." You're gonna say he's Kenyan. You know what I mean? So Duale
Sure.
is saying he's Kenyan, and another good point that he made, like Somalis are ministers in the Western countries, like in Finland, in United
America.
States, in Congresswoman, in Canada, the ministers. So these guys are loyal to their respective countries. Those, like, do you think the minister of Canada, you think he's more loyal to Canada because he's Canadian, or he's more loyal to Somalia? So like the whole thing that Duale is gonna be loyal to Somalis, that shit don't make sense, bro. Because Duale
But
No,
is
listen.
Kenyan first.
No, my brother, listen. Yes, he will be more loyal to Kenya, but there will be a little bit of sympathy towards the Somalis. Okay.
Mm.
For instance,
yo,
with our case, the minister who had ties to Zimbabwe is loyal to South Africa, but his policies made it possible for Zimbabweans to come to South Africa legally in their
Interesting.
numbers.
Oh
And
shoot,
right
we're gonna
now,
get taken over by Somalis, man. Allow it. Let's get rid of this dusty Somali man. Go ahead,
Kaiser,
brother.
could you maybe play a video where they speak
Yeah,
about
yeah,
the
go ahead.
Zimbabwean exemption penalty? Like I don't want to take over the comment.
No, it's okay.
The
Play in the put it in the in
I
the
don't
in
want
the
to
back
change.
chat and I'll play it.
No, I was asking if you can play it. I can't play
No,
it.
as in okay, see, give me the name or something about the video, then I'll find it, then I'll play it.
Wait, I have a question
okay.
for you niggas.
Go
So
ahead.
who's the president? Who's the president in that East African community?
It's gonna be obviously Kenyan president, man. Allow it, man.
No,
It's
right now, who's the president of
the
East
Right
African
now,
community?
the
I don't know.
Burundian guy. It's a rotational presidency.
A dusty Burundian man. Oh yeah, by the way, Burundi.
Wait, Burundi?
Yeah,
It's
but by the way,
rotational.
Burundi,
That's
Burundi
cool.
is
That's cool.
Mr. I said, Bruni.
No, that's cool.
yeah, no,
I'm
but
Bro,
Burundian,
hey,
Burundi is
so
unlike Rwanda. Burundi is ruled by a real Bantu man, not like one of you dusty Mr. Nicest Tutsis, man. So yeah, shout out to
bro,
you.
Burundians are good people, bro. I don't know what you guys talking about.
no,
Burundians are very,
I'm
very good people, bro.
no, I'm fine with Burundi. Yeah, that's my second home. So no, my third home
So,
actually.
so hold on, Kaiser. So the president of Burundi is now the chair of.
He's a Hutu. Yeah, he's a
Oh,
dusty
okay.
Hutu that's now in charge of the whole East African community. Yeah.
That's fine. Burundi is my third home, so that's cool.
Your
Bro, have you
hopes,
ever been
but
to
you know
Burundi?
that
Who's
there's
been to Burundi before?
I mean, I've been there when I was a kid. Don't remember too much about it, but I'm going back soon, so it's fine.
Nah, that place a
Yeah.
shithole, man. You never see me there, right?
But you
Yeah,
do know that there is
you
a historical context to the distrust of Somalis in Kenya. We've had a war with these people, so the distrust is well founded.
You mean the shifter war or which one?
Yeah, the shifter war. And
Yeah.
right now, my people down in Kitui are beefing with these niggas because of camel. So
Yeah, but
and
the
there's a
funny
thing that
thing is, right? You niggas
Yo,
camels, you guys are the most.
I have seen. Look, I have seen the camel thing, bro. Can you expand on that? I have
Yeah, hang
seen
on. Before
a
you
few
expand,
videos talking
we
about
stand.
the Somali camel heritage.
Cambers and I have are the most heavily admixed with Somalis, man. So what's the cap, man? You niggas are literally absolutely
Yeah, I know.
heavily mixed with the
They are,
Somalis, man.
they are, bro. They are. The Cambos,
Like,
bro, claim
there's at
that they're
least
descended
30%
from Somalia, bro.
Somali DNA in Cambers, man. I don't know what you're talking about, brother, man.
come
You
on,
niggas are the
man.
same as them, man. You dusties are the same as these dusty horners that can't even have food in their plates, man. Come on, man. You're the same.
Not really. Not really. We're
Yo,
more similar to Kikuyus linguistically.
Kambas are Digida Mitif, bro. According to their own leaders, Digida Mitif are two clans from Somalia, from South Somalia.
Exactly, yeah.
So
There's actually Somali
look,
clans
Bushland,
in the Kamba.
Bushland.
Come on, there are
According
Kambas
to your
everywhere.
own
As
leaders.
far as Bolivia, we have Kambas in
Yo,
Tanzania. We have
Bushland.
Yeah.
According to your own leaders, you're Somali. You're
Which
Waria.
leader?
According to your
Yep.
own leaders.
Warrior,
Which
yeah.
leader? Which leader? Which leader are you
I'll
talking
send you.
about?
I'll send you the evidence.
Yo, Kaiser, please show that video right now. Show him the video right now, bro.
Yeah, let me see if I can find it right now. But yeah, the point is, I'll send it to you. Type your email in the back chat. A lot of Kambas leaders talk about they're actually Somali clans, man. You Kambas cannot be trusted, man.
What are you talking about? This is
show
the
you the
first time
evidence.
I'm sincerely hearing
I'll
this
show you the
from
evidence, man. Okay, let me ask you a
Show
question.
me.
Rock.
Do you know
Well,
Kambas that look
Kambas
like
are
Somalis?
Warias, bro.
Bushland.
Total
Do you know
bullshit.
Kambas that look like the Somalis? Simple question.
Yeah, of course.
Exactly. What do you think they look like the Somalis? Because they're mixed.
Why do you think the look came from,
Yeah.
bro? You guys are fucking
Exactly.
Warias,
A
bro.
lot
That
of
came to
Kambas,
Kenya a long time ago.
look at these dusty Somalis, man. Trust me, man. I know it. And I also know that I
Kambas
spoke
are Bantus. Kambas are Bantus. They're not
yeah, they are
Somalis.
Bantus in terms of culture and language.
They're
However,
mixed with
a lot of
Bantus.
them
Yeah.
are mixed with Somalis, man.
No, I was looking at a genealogical study. Kambas are more related to some, I don't know, Makonde in Tanzania. Are not related to Somalis.
Trust me, they are, man. But Mali Boy says shocked. Abi B says, by the way, use dusty Africans, yeah. Support your dusty Kenyan brother out here. Oh no, Kaizorian. I don't claim Kenya. Kenya's a dusty country. Support your dusty Kaizorian brother over here.
I'm tired of Kaza saying that. These two will go on talk about Kenya, this, Kenya, that. Then second later, I'm not Kenyan. Like, what?
Yo, so
Man,
this
listen.
is what is happening.
Kaiser, I was only supporting you because I thought you were Kenyan, so I don't have to support you now that you're not Kenyan.
Nah, man. But listen. You know what Kenya's done for me, man. Kenya's called me a criminal, a thief. Call me a rapist, fine, I accept it. Call me a murderer, fine, I'll accept it.
Wait, that's even worse.
It's worse, but it's more relevant. I would rather be a killer than be a thief. I'm offended by these dust Africans, man. Call me a killer, but don't call me a thief, man.
Wait, Kaizo, were you called a rapist? Were you charged for being a rapist?
No. I've been charged for being a thief in Kenya, man. Imagine I've been here for 10 months. These dusty, stupid, low IQ Africans call me a thief.
Hold on, Kaiser, you prefer to be called
I'd rather be called a rapist
than a thief,
right?
100%.
That would make no sense. That's even
You'd
worse.
rather be pedophile than a thief.
Yes, because
bro, that's worse, bro. That's
Oh
my God. Worse,
oh
man.
my God, bro.
Call me a pedophile,
You
but
done lost your
never
mind,
call me a thief.
Kaiser. Kaiser,
Never
you
call me a
lost your
thief, man.
mind, bro.
Kaiser,
You gotta
you
be
sound
rapist.
ridiculous. Like you really
sound ridiculous, Kaiser.
Bro,
by
I'm
the
just
way,
saying-
Kaiser, how do we know? Kaiser, how do we know you didn't steal those things? How do we know
account,
that?
man. What would I steal, man? I got $20,000 in my account. What the hell would I steal?
I mean, you thought it was easy, you know? I was like, okay.
Nah. Listen, if I
easy
stole,
lick. Let me get these laptops. You know what I'm saying?
in broad daylight, 12 midday, nah, I'm not that stupid, man. I'm a high IQ nigga, man. Why 12?
Nah, Kaiser, you're not IQ because you saying a lot of ridiculous things. I'm sorry.
Yeah, right. I don't know. Look, Kaiser, I don't know if we can call you high IQ after that statement. You say you'd rather be rapist than a thief, bro. You'd rather be a pedophile than a thief. I don't know. I don't know how high
you are high
right
IQ. Kaiser, you are high IQ in your own mind.
No, I'm just saying the truth, right? I would rather be called a rapist than a thief because that's more likely than the other. It's reality, man.
Wait. So you say you were raped before stealing?
100%. Yeah.
Oh,
this nigga would rape before he steals. Oh,
I'm not gonna rape anyone, obviously, yeah. But I'm just saying, if I had to choose between the two, I'm not stealing, bro. I'm not a thief. Stealing is a
So
low level crime.
All right, guys. So let me ask you a question. If you do you rather rape a man than steal?
But that's a
100%, man.
different question
100%.
because Kazo right now sounds
100
stupid. I'm sorry.
100%.
Kazo will speak.
You rape another man before you steal.
100%.
Casey, you crazy, bro. You fucking crazy, man.
No, he's not crazy. He's high IQ. Please get it clear.
Exactly. Thank you, Rad. Exactly.
Hey, yo,
Look,
yo.
He's high
I am not
IQ.
a thief. Look, guys, just look at the context. I would never look. I have $20,000 in my account, right? I can prove it. I don't need to steal money.
Yeah.
Now, I want the donations because donations help me survive without going into my savings. I saved $20,000 before coming to this dusty African country. These dusties are so stupid, right? When the judge looks at my case, oh yeah, so what's the case? If that dusty judge thinks I still stole it, that dusty judge is gonna die. I'm gonna kill that judge. I'm gonna put a knife through his neck and kill that stupid dusty African. Yeah, go ahead.
Guys, also, if you've been in Kenya for 10 months, where were you before?
I was
Oh,
actually
actually, where are you?
before I was in Ethiopia for 3 months, and before that I was in the UK.
Oh, and how long were you in the UK?
UK, I was there for all my life, man. UK is a great country. I love the Queen. I love the white man. Everybody is so good to me. In Kenya, these dusty Kenyans put
So
stealing, bro. Stealing. I have a fucking
now you
PhD.
booty clapping for the white man, huh?
I have an IQ
This
of
this nigga is
143.
booty clapping for the white man now.
Hang on.
Yeah, Mr. White Man.
I will booty clap for. Look, I will turn my ass around and let the white man fuck me in the ass, man. Listen, I don't give a shit, man. Look,
So
I've been in Kenya for 10
Kaizo,
months, Raddy. 10
Thank
months.
you, Mr. White Man, for fucking me in
Yeah.
the ass. Thank you, Mr.
Raddy,
White Man.
I've been in Kenya for 10 months and now I'm a criminal. I've been in the UK for 20 years. I've never had a single issue with the police. Do you think that's a coincidence? No, of course not. This country is just stupid and messed up. Africans are low IQ. I don't like a single one of them, man. I hope they all die of cancer or drought. The moment I see African dying from no food, I get so excited, man. Every time.
But Kaizo, if you are smarter
what
than
the
them,
fuck
you
am
would
I
not
hearing
have
right
been
now? What the fuck did I just hear, bro? Did this nigga say he want Africans to die, to starve? He rather white man fuck him in the ass. Like, what the fuck is going on right now, bro? What's going on right now?
Listen, don't be triggered by Kaizo. That's just his tactic.
Okay. Let me give you the evidence, right. Let me give you the context, yeah?
Don't be triggered by him.
Let me give you the context. I won't troll. I went to Bushland. You're Kenyan, right?
Yeah.
But
okay,
Kaizo,
I went to Huduma Center. Hang on, Rads. Let me give you the context.
Sorry.
I went to Huduma Center. Huduma Center is like these people's place where they do things, right? Like ID related, right? I went there. Guess what? I gave them my name, my government names, right? They made a mistake in my last name. They removed one letter and put new 2 letters. Okay. They told me come back next time. We'll duplicate the card, the ID card, and then we'll fix it. Cool. Next time. They put the wrong name now with a separate letter. Okay, cool. Next time I come back in. Now they put my first name wrong with the last name wrong with 2 new letters. These niggas they're retarded. So now I want to fix it for the final time. Guess what? They're gonna make another mistake. These niggas are just retarded. They should not even be allowed to live. I've been there 4 times, and each time they make a new mistake. If they want money, just tell me. I want your money. Just give me $50. I'll pay you. But these niggas are so stupid. How are you gonna? I got my card right now. My new ID card. Right. I'm not whining, by the way. Nigerian press. I'm just giving the reality and facts. These people are stupid. They're low IQ. I could never claim myself as a Kenyan. I'm a Kaizoran. Shalom, mother loving one.
Damn, son.
Yeah, I got nothing to say. I don't know.
Okay, but chill, guys, can I say something? Kaiser raises some very important things. African administration, right, is really low standard, and we have to talk about these things. I can understand the culture shock of Kaizo coming from the UK and settling in Africa and seeing all of these things. I can really understand his frustrations. Okay, so don't be triggered by his words. saying that he hopes Africans die and all of it. The truth is that our administration from Africa needs a lot of improvement. I can actually agree with what he's saying. I
But
think
you
if
know,
we look beyond, I think if we look beyond the trashing from Kaiser, he does make some really good points sometimes. That's how I see it. That's how I see it.
Look,
yeah, yeah.
I have no problem with Kaza, hitting, has an issue with Kenya. I ain't got no problem with that. It's the stuff he was said earlier. That's why I have a problem with.
But
Okay, so
and
let me
also
ask you
the
a
other
question.
thing, and also my observation is, if Kaiser really hated Africans, right? Why does he have so much knowledge on African
I
related
love
issues?
African people, man. I just hate the way they've treated me,
Yeah,
man. Yeah, I love African
yeah,
people.
yeah. So all I'm saying is, just to the other panelists, he's being hysterical. He's being, he's saying things. He's saying outlandish things, but from where I'm sitting, I mean,
Right,
why would
Reds,
someone
Reds,
spend 10, why would
I
someone
understand.
listen, no, listen. Why would someone spend more than 10 months in a country that they hate? Whereas
Yep,
there are people who claim to be pro-African and love Africa,
exact.
but they are
You're
in
a high IQ
America.
guy. I want to be in Africa. I don't. Okay, let me give you a context here. I have lived in Kenya for 10 months. I would rather be
Yeah.
in Kenya, despite all the problems. The issue is Kenyans have hurt me more than the white man ever hurt me. That's the difference. But I would
Yes.
rather be in Kenya. Like I would, 100%.
Yeah.
Yo,
I
Kaizo. But you know,
Yeah, go ahead, Bushland.
the issue is when you go to places like the Huduma Center, they also got my date of birth wrong on my ID. But people who actually get jobs in those places are not really the most qualified people. It's because they know somebody in the offices. That's why they end up getting those jobs. And your name, if it's not a familiar Kenyan name, of course they get it wrong,
So
especially if they
Bushland,
did it. Huh?
100%. For example, I had to claim my mom's tribe, right? I had to claim the
Yeah,
Wanga because I knew they're gonna look. If your name sounds different, if you're Somali, you're Oromo, any other tribe, they make you pay like stupid money, right? Because Somalis are they everyone thinks they have money, right? So I actually
yeah,
had to take my mom's tribe. Officially, I'm actually my mom's tribe, even though that's not how Africans work, right? We take our father's tribe, right?
yeah.
Yeah, but officially, I had to take my mom's tribe just to make things go okay. So when the guy looked at my name, they're like, "Why are you pretending to be this tribe when you're that tribe?" Right? But the point is, I don't like this system. For example, let me ask you, Bushland. Why is that in Kenya you have to be 18 to get ID card? Can't you get an ID card when you're 4 years old, and then people can just do the math? It has an age there, born 1987. What's wrong with
I
us?
think it's because the ID 18 is the age of adulting in Kenya. You become
Mhm.
legally liable for your wrongs, and an ID is a basic identification document. So it can be the government essentially needs to know you legally at the age of 18
True, but why can the government know that you're legal at the age of 5? I
because
don't get it.
it does not have any business with you at 5.
Okay, in the UK, when you're 10 years old,
Hey,
you can commit a
Kaiso,
crime.
does the Kenyans have social security numbers? Like, do the Kenyan
Um,
government
yeah, it's
issue
called
social
KRA.
security?
They have something called KRA pins. KRA
Caribbean. They
pins.
wanted to introduce an
Yeah,
Huduma number, but people
it
smelled
didn't work.
monkey
Yeah, KRA
business.
pin is what they use right now.
Oh, okay. So, like, to get an ID, you have to be 18. Like, if you're not
Mm-hmm.
18, you can't even get a
Mm.
Yeah, yeah,
state
yeah.
ID.
An
Which
adult,
is stupid.
an
Oh,
adult.
Bushland. Let me ask you a question. So how the hell are you gonna track criminals? Because a criminal, look, a guy's not gonna wait until they're 18 to commit crime. A child from the age of 12 will commit crime. That's what I'm trying to say. This system is retarded. A
If a
child
if a
from the age
child
of 12. Mhm.
if a child commits a crime, he is sentenced as a child, not an adult.
Hmm.
They're very lenient on
it
children.
depends. It depends the crime though. If a 14-year-old kills like a whole family, kills like 5 people. I don't know about Kenya, but in the U.S. they treat him like an adult. It doesn't matter if he's 14 or 15.
In Kenya, you're treated as a child, but the court can decide to sentence you as an adult, and you'll head to the adult prisons committee and so on and so forth. Hey, yo,
Like
so
who's Kaiso's real form? They haven't spoke. They've been on the panel for like 20 minutes.
Kaiser's real form. Oh yeah,
Yeah, who's that?
Kaiser's real form. Go ahead.
Yo, he thinks you a Samburu. He got Samburu picture. He thinks you a Samburu, bro.
That's Mburu. Yeah, go ahead, my that's Mburu brother or sister. Shout out, shout. Hey, okay, that's a beautiful brother, man. Shalom, man. If I was a dusty, yeah, Shalom, man.
Hey,
That's a
bro,
beautiful.
Kaiso
Say,
is not
cause
that handsome, bro. This
hey,
guy's giving you a compliment, bro. Hey, he thinks he's dissing you, but he's actually giving you a compliment. Cause Kaiso's not that handsome, bro. No homo.
Wow. Okay, fair enough, man. Okay, look, okay, it depends. If you see me from my side, let me put my picture up. 1 second. Uh oh. People gonna put
your Hawk, so you wanted to know about the camel situation, what's happening?
yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead. Can you explain that, bro? Cause I've seen it. Few clips. There's something going on right now by the Somali camel herds and some residents in the north. Like what's going on? Can you give us the whole picture?
Oh, yeah, of course. So there's a perennial problem. Whenever there are droughts, the Somalis from Garissa had their camels westward towards counties like Kitui, Tharaka-Nithi, Meru, Isiolo, and these counties are occupied by other tribes, mostly tribes that farm, save for Isiolo, which are pastoralists. So when they bring in their camels, people who had camels, they move in groups, and there are a lot of camels, thousands
that's
at a
not your
time.
cause, though.
So when they come into an area, they had their camels into people's farms. And one thing you have to know about these people, no offense intended to anyone, people who had camels are not necessarily the creme de la creme of that tribe. They are the worst of the worst. So when they come into an area and the farmer tells them, you have to stop feeding your camels on my crops, because they are mostly farmers. The camels decimate their plantations, their maize, their beans, whatever they are planting. These Somalis move ahead and kill this person. So, like on the 15th of October, there was a guy, an area called Muda, that's the border between Kitui and Tana River. And Somalis are not even from Tana River, mind you, they're from another county,
Yep.
Garissa, borders
Garissa.
Somalia. So they slit this man's throat when he was telling them to move their camels from his farm. They chopped his neck, killed the man. And it's not the first time. It's a perennial problem since 1992, I think. 1992. So the residents were up in arms, and shit went south. Camels were chopped up. The Somalis ran away, leaving behind their camels. And whenever the locals were angry, find the camels, they just chop them up or shoot them with poisoned arrows. So the thing is that these Somalis, especially the ones who had camels, have a criminal element to them. Not all Somalis, because in places like Isli, Nairobi, or Garissa, you'll find Somalis, but they are more, civilized. They are not hostile. Their first instinct is not to aggress. It's not to attack. It's like these people don't know their property rights that exist. They think it's back in the days when you just move into another tribe's territory, and anyone who tries to stop you, you kill them. You fight wars of expansion. But times have changed. It's only going to lead to conflicts, and that's why people are clashing. So the Kambas, there's an MP. I don't know if there's an MP or an MCA called, I think, Nicholas Mbai or something like that. He's a very militant individual from the Kamba. He's the one who, went to the ground, organized bands of people, and is the one, smoking out the camel herders. But Somalis, whenever they are told there's a problem, they never come clean. They're like, this is discrimination, we are being targeted, yet people have lost their lives. There's a time they were, raising a furor of the camels being chopped, yet they have not uttered a word about the men who are killed. So that tends to anger the people even more, you see, and they result to the violence that you're seeing. So the best thing I think will be every side to come clean. If the Somalis do have an agreement with the farm owners, they can lease land and herd their camels there, but you can't forcefully move your camels into private property and kill the owner of the land when they inquire, why are you herding your camels onto my produce? So that's the problem mainly.
So, if I may ask, how dangerous are Somalis in Kenya? Are they considered a dangerous group, or how are they viewed by the Kenyan society at large?
Somalis are a very insular society. Yes, not the ones living in the city. The ones who live in the city are very up to date, but the ones from the rural
Mandera,
areas,
Wajir,
Mashan,
Garissa.
Mandera, Garissa, Wajir, herding camels, they are very, sorry to say,
Low
backward.
level,
They
dusties. Yeah,
Yeah.
backwards dusties.
So during the day they come with machetes, and during the night they have AK-47, so they're out there invading homes and shooting at people with AK-47. So that's the problem.
So, are you saying that
Yeah, but
the Kenyan people, are you saying that the Kenyan people in the north are justified um, in discriminating
It's
or
not
being
safe,
prejudiced
man, in the north.
towards
No, no,
I
no, no,
still
no.
struggle to go to the north.
to to discriminate or to be prejudiced towards the Somalis in the north? Is it justified, or are they just being unfair? What's your view?
That's I don't think if it's a case of justification or non-justification. That is just the appropriate reaction to their actions. Somalis are very
Yes.
insular. If you go to their counties, they call you, shit like, nywele ngumu, you are discriminated, you're called
Jerer. Wait, hang
a
on.
fail.
Bushland.
Yeah,
Nyolangumu means Jerer, a dusty,
yeah,
dirty
exactly.
Jerer.
That's what they call
Nyolangumu
you.
means Jerer. Yeah.
So you are discriminated against. If you look at the terrorist attacks, it's some of the locals, the Somalis, that were selling out the non-locals, getting terrorists from Somalia, their fellow Somalis, to throw grenades at non-local businesses to kill them, and they hide them within their community. So of course the rest of the country will look at these people with suspicion, and the only
And
logical
contempt.
yeah, the only
Mm.
logical reaction to that, of course, people will tend to be discriminatory. I can't even call it discrimination. Discrimination. That's just a natural reaction.
Yes. So my brother, look at this, right? And thank you for explaining that. How would you feel for me as a South African saying that Kenyans are savages and Kenyans don't love their neighbors, and that all of us should unite as Africans and love each other, and Kenyans shouldn't see themselves as better than Somalis? How does that sound to you? How does that make you feel if I
I
said that?
mean, I would not mind. You can't force love. Sometimes, hating on people is necessary. You can't love everybody. You can't force love, man.
But wouldn't you feel that I am misinformed regarding the whole, the whole situation? Wouldn't you say that I am an outsider looking in and making my own uninformed opinion regarding the matter?
If your opinion is uninformed, then yes, I will take offense. But if your opinion is based on facts, then I would not mind at all.
Look, all I'm seeing, look, as you've just explained, right? I don't know the situation in depth. Because for me, Kenyans are Kenyans. You know, I'm learning about all these different tribes from you guys, and I'm learning about, uh, you know, the tension that's happening in the northern side of Kenya from you guys talking about, right? But if I hadn't heard about it and I saw everything on TV, right, I would be of the opinion that the Kenyans are unfairly treating Somalis in the north, right? Would that be a fair assessment of the matter, according to your opinion? Would that be fair?
No, 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 totally not. There's also another dynamic to these issues with Somalis in the north and the rest of the countries. The rest of the country really has no visual or phenotypic type of differentiating Somalis from Somalia and the Somalis from northeastern Kenya. So they tend to treat all of them as refugees from Somalia, which is not the case. There are
Yes.
some Kenyans who are, from northern Kenya. They are rightfully Kenyans, and these people from Somalia tend to, melt into the northeastern population, so you can't tell them apart. So you treat the whole lot together. You treat them all like
Yeah.
foreigners.
Yeah. So it's very complex.
It's very complex, yeah. But
Okay.
no, no, they are not discriminated against. In Kenya, we have something called the what equalization fund, which makes sure that the northern counties get a lot of money, mainly from the national government, although their economies really don't contribute as much. All
Mm.
Yeah,
those
but that money is
count,
stolen. That's a problem
yeah,
by the governors.
yeah,
But
because if
Hey,
you
why?
hey,
Why?
Bushland, let me ask you a quick question. Do you think Kenyan government should force the a lot of residents, not necessarily just the Somalis, but like all the other Kenyan pastoralist tribes, to abandon their animals and live in normal life? Because like right now, because the way things are going, all these droughts, these people, they can't keep up. They can't even feed their animals, and clashes are gonna happen more and more. People want to cross other territories in different tribes just to feed their animals and shit. So do you think the Kenyan government should step in and regulate these people, and should force these people to abandon their pastoralist lives?
I think pastoralism is a way of life for some people, and I don't think the government has any authority to go in and stop them. But any logical individual should know that the time for pastoralist way of life is up, and give it up. Continuing to do so is purely illogical. But the problem with most of the pastoral communities is that they are very insular, so it's very difficult for them to integrate into the normal economy. You feel me?
Yeah, absolutely. That makes sense. But I understand these people. They don't have anything. The only thing they have is their animals, right? But the world is changing. There's gonna be more droughts. There's less water, so they
And
can't
they,
sustain this type of lifestyle. So
yeah,
don't you think the Kenyan government should help them integrate within the Kenyan society and abandon that lifestyle, because that lifestyle is not gonna work. The droughts are only gonna get worse, and there's gonna be more clashes.
yeah, totally agree. The government should, encourage these people to abandon that type of life. But if somebody does not want to abandon that type of life, you can't force them. It's
Yep,
up to the
100%.
forces, the environmental forces. You either die out, or or you are smart enough to realize that there is no way forward. The government can't hold a gun to your head and tell you have to quit doing this. You have to be smart enough to realize there is no more land. Animals only cause more problems, poverty, etc.
Well,
Oh,
how about the government putting their foot down? Okay, putting their foot down and saying, "Hey, this is our country. We the ones who are making policies. and this way of life isn't sustainable. Okay, and our country, our rules, our policies. Okay, and we're not going to be we refuse to listen to people. I mean, the government is already paying for, as you've just explained, the government is already paying for some fund, and the counties in that area aren't even contributing that much to 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 the country's GDP, right? So already they are a burden on the Kenyan fiscus. Why can't why can't the Kenyan government take on um, a, a totalitarian role in that area, and put their foot down and say, listen, we can't go on like this. Already a lot of taxpayers' money is going into your country, but things aren't changing and things are only
It's
getting worse. This is
it's
how
about
things are going to be. Why aren't they firm with those people? It's to me, it sounds like they are holding the Kenyan government hostage. It's nonsense.
yeah. Of course, it's about politics and the optics of such an action. If they were to move in and put their foot down, I mean, to force people to stop being pastoralists, how would the international community view that? They would, these people are used, to
You
crying
see,
cold, saying that they are marginalized. If the government, imagine if the government moved in to force them to abandon that way of life, that will be, ammunition to them, and
an
they will use it
outrage. Yes.
you
Yeah,
know
but
the
this is the thing, right? In the West, we have problems like that where you have pastoral nomad who are doing the dry season. They move to areas that are fresh, like in the north, they move down south and look for pastures. But this is the thing: if the government is wise enough, they can create ranch. In a ranch, grass are planted in these ranches, and there are various partitions for grass. So in this, they say 3 months, horses or what your cattle don't feed on this part of the land. They feed on this other side, and sometimes grasses are also dried enough. It's just that people are not wise in Africa. I live in the state, and when I see how ranches are run, they take dry grasses during the dry season. They take grasses and preserve it in the rainy season. They get the grasses dry in the rainy season. They wet these grasses, and it becomes good food for the cattle. These are the things. These are innovations. Nomad don't have to be moving during the dry season into wet places. They create a ranch and put everybody together and put those cattle together and feed them. That's just what it is. Those are common sense that Africans should start thinking instead of making people move or abandon. People don't have to abandon what they have already. They have to find plans and stay on the spot, create big ranches and feed those people and feed their cattle. That's just what it is.
but if I were
Okay.
to ask you, how does this really benefit the government? What will motivate it to take such an action? If you look at the
What will
Americas, most
benefit what will
ranches,
benefit what will benefit the government is the sense that when cattle move from one spot to another, they get sick. They get into contact with other cattle that got sickness, and they get
but
and they get caught. But but
the government does not own this cattle. It does
but
not care.
this is what we this is what is going to benefit the government. You create jobs for people. When you have ranches, there's going to be more people that have jobs. If you don't create ranches and you have people roaming around, you won't have jobs. You have
Mm,
people that are stable, they stay on the same spot. It's going to create a lot of different environment for people to do. Instead of saying
I,
what benefit does it have, it's going to create more meat in the market because those meat are quality. They don't have sickness
Kenya,
in them.
No,
It create less
Kenya is
I,
a
sickness.
no,
capitalist
Come
country.
on, man.
I disagree. I disagree. I think what needs to happen is the Somalis in the north obviously know that they are holding the government hostage. Already they are taking on, they are accepting grants without really giving anything back, and there's from the sounds of it, there's complete anarchy in the north. So if the government intervened and changed their systems and did this and that, yes, it's a good initiative, but given their antics, I don't think that it would work. Okay, what needs to happen is that they should be checked on their attitude. Those people residing in those parts of Kenya, they should be confronted to say that, look, We are tired of this bullshit. We are tired of this nonsense. You know, this is how things are going to work in our country. I think that's the approach.
Yeah, when I see how Kenya is fast drying off with a drought, I really am confused about what you guys are really talking. You want people to abandon their lifestyle and don't move around. I mean, or take on to another job. That is never gonna happen. You are instead creating more problems than solving a problem. You don't do that in an environment. You solve a problem by not creating another problem. Find the people. It happened in Nigeria where you have nomad roaming down the street. They destroy other people's crops. It doesn't make sense that you go down into other people's crops, people that do cultivation, and you destroy their crops because you want to feed your cattle. That's not. It doesn't make sense. Put these people together and look for cattle. And do you know what? Have you gone to Botswana? Botswana is doing the same system. People like you guys or Africans in Kenya or Kenyans have to learn from other countries. Botswana used to have cattle roaming around from one place to another, but they had to solve it by forming ranch. And Botswana has the same climate and the same drought land like Kenya as well, but they
No,
solve
you're
it by
not. You're not understanding me. You're not understanding me. The the solution for the people in Botswana wouldn't work and the people in northern Kenya. Why?
why.
Because you know people from Botswana aren't as hard headed. Okay, you would never people in Botswana are what's so cooperative. All
What
right.
you mean cooperated? Who makes the law? He who makes the law runs the puppet. There's a governor in that
Yeah.
state. I mean, I know you guys have different state or different provinces or different counties. There's a
Yeah.
the governor in that county make laws. You cannot say people even in America we have people they call black Americans. They call them hated, but there are laws that govern people. You cannot go above
Yes,
that law. Once you go above it, you face the consequences. Those are things that have to happen.
but are people are people following the laws are the Somalis following the laws in northern Kenya? Are they?
Not really.
Are people not really? That's the point.
But
So
the
the
laws
point
have to
isn't,
be implemented. That's just
but they but my brother, this is what I'm saying. People in that part of Kenya have are unruly. They're not following the laws. They're doing as they wish. It's complete anarchy in that side, right? And you can't compare those people with Botswana people. Botswana people obey and they listen to their government. And if their government says we're going to implement this policy, which is which is to your
and
which is going to benefit you, the people of Botswana would follow them, right?
and have you seen
Not
Botswana cattle? You look how they fresh. You look how healthy they
yeah,
are. Have you seen that?
yes,
Okay.
yes,
And then,
Let me tell you something. If you look at Botswana, the ranches are run as a business by private individuals. In
mm,
Kenya, pastoralism is a cultural activity. It's not a business.
yes,
It's a way of life. Now, if the government was to set up these ranches, not that it has not tried before, it has. This is only an added expense to the government, mind you, and the government's
exactly,
money is always already
exactly.
budgeted. These people have counties. Their county governments get more money than any other counties. They are the least populous counties, but they get the most money. Counties like Kiambu get the
Look,
same amount of money
Yeah, but the
as
issue is
these
they're
people,
corrupt. They're
these
stealing
people
money.
know, these people know that the Kenyan
so if
government
if
will
if
bend
their
over backwards
governors
for them. It's an
if
attitude
their
problem.
governors have not moved to set up ranches for them, the national government trying to do that, that would only be another avenue to siphon funds and steal people's money. These people do not look
Exactly.
at pastoralism as a business. It's a culture for them. You just have. I have some Pokot friends. We used to school together, and he was telling me a cow is more valuable than money. You better
Yep.
have a cow, and just look at it than have money in your pocket, where it comes from.
but if you have an unhealthy cow and then it doesn't value that much. You want to have a healthy cow.
There
Yeah. So
is
let
a
me give the
cultural
context there, by the
aspect
way,
to
guys.
this.
Yeah, what I've seen, and this is an issue. I actually had a South Sudanese brother who told me about his cousin, his uncle. His uncle had 100 cows in South Sudan. Right, one cow. Let me give you context. It's $400. Right. So let's do the math right now. Right, 400 times 100. Right, 400 times 100. That's $40,000. He was told, sell your cows right now. There's a war brewing. You will buy the newborn cows later on if you want your cows. Nigga said no. The nigga was reduced from 400 cows, right, to 20 cows. He went from $40,000, yeah, to less than $10,000. You see that's the problem. These Nilots, these Somalis, these okay, the Oromos, I will give them respect. Oromos are mostly farmers. Shout out to us, right? My 30% Oromo genes here. I'm gonna claim them. But these dust Somalis and dust Nilots, they don't understand how business works. That's the problem. They really
Yeah,
don't know.
that's what I'm saying. If you want to go big, you have to think about ranch. If you want to stay small, and then you think about being normal, that's just what it is. You grow your business by creating ranch. You reduce cattle sickness. You reduce your cattle cannot eat any kind of grass. You make them healthy, and you get more money. That's just what it is. But if you want to think small, and then you think of not much roaming around. If you want to think big, you create ranches. It's just what it is. That's how you make business.
Ranching as a business model is dying out. Even if you look at places like America, Texas. Recently, I
Right,
was
Texas. No, ranches in Texas are not dying out, man. Instead,
ranching. Let me tell you something. Ranching, to start with, needs a lot of space. States like Montana, they have very small populations and space for that. If you come to a
exactly.
place like Kenya, Kenya is having a population boom. There are too many people around, and
No,
I don't
Kenya
have.
got vast land. Take it to the desert, to places that people don't stay. You can still create ranches over there. You don't take it close to people. That's why in Texas and Montana, those places people don't stay. That's where they take the places to. Cattle can be anywhere. You have to create an environment where
Kenya
it's climate.
Kenya has, like, let's say, 5 million Somalis, and there are other pastoral tribes like the Turkana, the Pokot, and so on. For these 5 million Somalis, if each one of them owns 100 cows, how ma- how do you think these cows will be fed?
Mm.
So what you mean? How do I think this cow will be fed? What do you mean fed?
There is no
If
space for that. If there's a
well,
drought, you'll have to buy feed. You'll have to irrigate.
Mm.
That's an expense. It's not
Mm.
it's not a money making venture.
well,
You are
but the
losing money
problem,
by
the
doing it.
problem, the problem is not space. The problem is your union. You create normal union. They come together. Maybe they want to sell like three, four, five cows. They sell it, and they take that money and buy things for ranches. That's what you have to do. You create a union. If you have 10 people in the union, everybody bring in their car. You guys discuss. You create ranch. You can divide those ranches into different. Everybody have their own places. It's common sense, and you grow from there. That's how you grow. That's how you do stuff. But if not, then drought is gonna keep affecting your areas. You guys gonna be moving. You guys gonna be destroying crops, and it's gonna create intertribal wars between these. And it's happening in Nigeria. You see Fulani war. What is the cause of the Fulani war? Is because they have Fulani herdsmen who roam from one places to another, destroy farmers' crop, and when they do that, it leads into war. And this is why Nigeria is trying to solve the problem of
What
ranching.
which country is the largest exporter of beef?
It's Botswana in Africa.
No, I'm talking about the world. It's Australia.
In the
Australia.
world, it's Australia, and they do ranching. Every country that export beef,
Now
it has ranching.
look at the size of Australia. There's a ranch that's bigger than most countries
But
in
that's what
the
I'm
world.
saying. Kenya got space. Kenya is bigger than Botswana, and Botswana does ranches. It doesn't
What's the
matter how
population?
big your country
No,
is.
wait,
What's the
no, 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 no.
population of
Kenya,
Botswana?
Kenya has a way larger population than Botswana. Way
Yeah,
larger.
But
but
Botswana's
Kenya
population is 2 point
population doesn't
something
live.
million.
Kenya. This is the thing you fail to understand. Population doesn't mean everybody lives in a wider. Kenya population is based in Nairobi. There are places like I don't know. There are towns that are close to that people don't even stay there. Tukana, there's a place called Tukana. Is there that how many people live there? You drive how many miles? You don't see people live on all the areas. Those are
But
places where you
listen,
see
even
ranches.
but but even in small towns, right? There have to be there have to be institutions to cater for those people. There have to be police stations. There have to be shopping areas. There have to be schools. All these places take up space at the end. Okay, there have to be stadiums and sports facilities. It's
No,
space.
let me stop, man. You guys can go ahead and do what you guys want to do, but I mean, if you don't want to think, if you want to think big, create ranches. If you want to think small, let nomad roam around and do what they want to. That's just what it is.
Okay, so I think the issue. Hello.
Yeah, go on.
Oh, okay. I think the issue at hand is that they are saying that the Somalis, uh, what Bushland, you can correct me if I'm wrong, right? I think he said that the Somalis in that part of Kenya do not want to modernize, right? They prefer the nomadic lifestyle, and that is a problem because of the looming drought, uh, and Bushland. If you could explain it again, brother, please.
Expand or explain what?
Oh, sorry. Yes. So I think you were saying that the issue is that the Somalis in northern Somali do not want to modernize, have trouble modernizing. Is that
Yeah,
what you say?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
If you look
even
at the way they do pastoralism, it's a cultural activity, not an economic one. As you know, it's very difficult to change people's culture. You just
yes,
can't do that. It's up to
yes.
circumstances and the environment to force them to look for alternatives.
So Judah, what we're saying is that even if we want to have ranches, and even if they do want to modernize, the Somalis don't want to because it's part of their culture. It's tantamount to you
It's always,
attacking their
it's always,
identity.
it's always part
Listen,
of.
wait, listen. Give me a chance to speak. It's tantamount to you attacking their identity because they view them pastoral nomadic lifestyle as part of their culture. So even if we are thinking big and we want to be the and Kenya wants to be the biggest meat producing country in the whole of Africa, and they can't because the stumbling block is their is their is their culture, right? So what I'm saying is that the government needs to take a stand and saying, look, fuck your culture. We are paying grants. We are losing money because of your culture. Your culture isn't beneficial to us. Okay. So if we go to war, we don't care. We are looking out for 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 everyone. We can't suffer because of you. We can't. That's what I'm saying.
Yep. Look, you just said it, the same thing I said. Take decisions. They have government in various counties. Those
Yes.
governments put in the laws and tell the people. The people should know what the laws are. In some countries, right, like Botswana, I told you they did the same thing. Those people were they weren't listening. You say they were calm. They weren't calm. But everybody, they came into a union and everybody went into ranching. And the government, what the government does is, because it is from ranching where you have veterinary doctors. They come over and check your cattle. And those are the things, I don't even know if you guys have veterinary doctors that comes around. So these are the kind of things that create jobs. You know,
Yes, my brother.
for
So
you,
so you okay. So you and I are on the same page, right?
right, we're
You
on
and
the
I
same page.
agree.
But for you guys to
Yes.
import, to export, and do import of cattle, export cattle, there is no way any country is going to allow you to export cattle to their country or meat without having ranch, because your meat got to be clean. You know,
Yes.
it's not infected. So you have ranch, because the other day I saw locusts, like flying locusts, destroying crops in Kenya and maybe animals. Those are the kind of things you avoid if you have a ranch, because
Yes.
no locust is gonna touch your cattle. Those are the things
Yes.
that you have healthy cattle when you have a ranch. So that was just my point, man. I
Okay.
don't want to talk too much, but
Yes.
we're on the same
No,
page.
I agree. Listen, I agree. So you saying that they should have ranches because no, exporting market would accept their meat that's not being, I think, that's not being sterilized. Okay, we agree. Now, the issue now is to modernize these cattle farms and make them and turn them into a range, right? The obstacle is that the Somalis in those areas don't want to modernize. They don't, because it's not part of their culture. So what do you do? You have to. So what do you do? Government must enforce the laws, and then those laws
Yeah.
must be implemented. Those laws must be brutally implemented, right? When that happens, there will be pushback. There will be some sort of a civil war, or people will fight back, right?
Now,
And then
what Judah does not understand is that people in those counties are responsible for voting for their governors every 5 years. Now, if you do that to the people, what makes you think? Can you mute on your side? Okay. What makes you think that they will vote you back into power after 5 years? If I was a politician and the people do not view my policies of branching up as favorable to them, I will not do that because I want to retain my seat.
See, look, there are certain things that the government has to put in place. You don't just wake up one morning and tell everybody to go do ranching. Now, the government has to create what they call incentives. Do you know what they call incentives?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
yes, yeah,
Incentives are a huge sum of money that the government can put as standby for any person that is doing ranching. They can give them this sum of money to start
mhm,
to they give for them to start. And those are the things that draw people closer. Once person already signed up for that ranch, I mean, maybe they give them 200,000 Kenyan shillings. They
mm,
use it and create a ranch, and people gonna be
mm,
admiring what happened, what happened. So
mm,
those are what they call incentives. Incentives. The
mhm,
government give the money to start something, and that's how people gonna come closer. You don't just wake up one morning and change people's mind. No, you give the incentives.
yeah,
After incentives, what do?
yeah.
Um, you create a market for their meat. You make their meat more valuable than other people
But
that.
Jude, Kaiserian and Bushland said that money were allocated for those projects, for those initiatives, but they end up getting stolen. Am I
Stolen,
correct?
right? But now that's a different field. They got stolen. You have, if you know the people that stole it, you go out for the
Yeah,
people and put them in jail, sentence them, or ask them to bring out the money.
yeah.
I mean, you cannot just keep saying money was stolen, but you know, and then you know who stole it, but you are not going after the person. You go after
So
the
Bush,
person, you take him out of his
And
job, he gives you back the money, and you
the cost profit analysis of establishing ranches in places like that is purely not profitable. Another thing that we have, especially in the northern rift, is banditry. You might be from Nigeria, you know about bandits. And cows, especially a lot of cows in one area, attract bandits. And these people are heavily armed, they know the terrain, and they come for those cows and they have been killing even the anti-stock unit. And the anti-stock unit is, a trained paramilitary
I'm not
force.
from
They
Nigeria,
come
but
and fight.
let me tell you where banditry comes from. Banditry comes from when you have nomad roaming around with their cows. Now people attack you and steal your cow. But if you have them in a ranch, you can create security. That's just it.
Now, if security is a problem, especially if you look at the northeastern counties, it's not even the bandits alone. There are terror groups. Like, I believe you might have heard of Al Shabaab. that's terrorizing the residents and people and killing even army officers. How do you expect the government to invest in branches in such a situation? It does not make sense.
It makes sense because you don't have to take ranches to where there's Al Shabaab. There are other places where you can create big ranches. It happens everywhere.
But there other areas are not experiencing the problems that northeastern Kenya is experiencing. If you look at the conflicts, they are happening because of the northeastern people leading their camels and cattle to other counties. Other counties that do not have problems with insecurity, although there's a drought like the Maasai, they are experiencing a drought, but you won't hear of clashes there. You only hear of them with people concerned in
Are,
northeastern
are
Kenya.
Kenyans are Kenyans even planting grass? It seems like grass. Nobody is planting grass in Kenya. Grass is a whole horticulture. Or you guys do a lot of flowers, but you guys don't do a lot of grass planting. That's another business that nobody want to get involved in. People that in America, there are states that are desert, like Texas,
I
and you
mean,
have people,
take time, and
that just let me finish. And you have people that just do cultivation of grass in the dry, in the rainy season, in the dry, they plant grass and harvest it, and they sell it to people that have cattle.
I mean,
Wait,
take time.
Jude.
You
Wait,
can
sorry, sorry,
even
sorry, sorry.
Google.
Whoa. Can I please interject? Jude, your problem is that you are you are coming up with solutions and you're coming up with ideas that can maybe perhaps solve the problem, right? But what you're failing to understand is that these things have been is that all of these ideas have already been implemented and have not worked. So in your passion, in you giving out in your passion of giving out ideas, you are creating the you are insinuating that Kenyans or Africans are stupid for not having thought those ideas in the first place. It's like you saying, "Why don't you do that?" It's hard for me to explain. It's almost as if
They are stupid because
it
somebody stole money and nobody is saying nothing in the government. That just makes no sense. How you allocate money for a project and somebody stole it and your government just sit quiet and you say he stole it. It just makes no sense. I mean, come on, man. It,
Seriously, do you expect the thief to investigate, indict, and imprison himself?
but
If it's
that's why
exactly,
it just make no sense.
exactly.
the government officials
It
stealing,
doesn't.
how do you expect them to investigate themselves? You are the stupid.
How?
Yeah, thank you guys, man. I'll be right back. I'm at work, so I'm eating. So I'll call back.
All right, cool. Bushland. I feel like uh, um a lot of people who people like Kaizo, for example, people who grew up in the UK for more than 20 years. And whenever we speak to brothers who are living in well-established countries, their logic of how things should run, they want to apply that to African scenarios. I mean, yes, it makes sense. The government takes out money for a certain project in a certain county, and that money should go for this purpose, right? But the biggest issue that we have, according to African dynamics, is corruption and the utter incompetence and misuse of government money. And that is something that people don't understand. These are chronic issues that we have in our continent. And these people are failing to understand. So our problems sometimes sometimes a problem may appear as a problem of you know of for instance, let's say that Kenya has a lot of land mass and they could use that land mass for producing more meat and becoming the hub of meat export, right? On the face of it, that's what it should be. But there's a reason why it's not working, right? There's cultural issues, there's issues of corruption, there's total dishonesty amongst the role players. The farmer isn't honest with that person, the government official is stealing, the politicians, it's a whole web of lies. That's the one thing that people fail to understand. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, totally.
Okay. Hey, Kaizo, where's Kaizo?
He might have left, man. Let me bounce.
Yeah, I'm also leaving. All right, guys. Thanks.
Guys, come back in here. If you guys are there, come back in here. So the show is supposed to be at least 2 more hours, right? But what would the topic be about? If anyone has topic suggestions, let us know. I was thinking, cause I was like, should we do it about Kenya? But like, if you guys put me in charge of doing it about Kenya, I'll literally just end up making fun of Kaizo. So I don't know. But anyways, if there's any Africans that are in here and want to chat, hit the link, man. Hit the link. I think maybe we could even continue the conversation from a bit earlier about, because I think some people were like, all African countries are at the same level. I believe that all African countries are performing pretty bad, pretty terribly. Every every African country has something that's wrong with it, but I don't believe that all African countries are at the same level. Um, that's why we have GDPs, right? We have GDPs that are the most successful in Africa. Like, I understand someone could say like the most prosperous or rich country in Africa in terms of GDP is performing bad, but we still have statistics to measure where some African countries are. Um, Even if we look at Nigeria, so to speak, right? Look at their GDP. Um, Unfortunately, there's some countries that are never gonna reach that GDP. Okay, let me not. Let me. I should probably not say never. Um, Probably not in the next 300 years. They're gonna reach that GDP. So, I mean, when people go like all African countries are alike, not necessarily. I mean, I do think that there is an order. There are definitely some countries that are ahead of others, and I don't know why when some people, you know, want to claim that all countries are alike and others go like, no, not necessarily. Let's look at HDI. Fine, GDP is not a good determining factor. Let's look at GDP per capita. Let's look at HDI. Let's look at overall development. Let's look at electricity and internet, supply, water. There's just so many things that I feel like when people say all African countries are alike, it's kind of a cop out. I mean, are you gonna say all of Europe is alike? Because it's not. So how would all of Africa be alike? I just don't think that's a correct statement to make. Yo, guys, Kaizo's gone, man. Well, thank goodness. The topic that he had earlier was not it. No offense, but it was, dude. Half of people fell asleep, dude. No, 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 no. Okay. I think what Kaizo failed to realize is, I mean, when he's doing Kenya topics, he needs to build up to it because half of us don't know anything about Kenya. So it's like doing a whole Kenyan stream is not a good idea right now. I need to build up to it. Like, for instance, Kaizo doing topic on Somalia, it makes sense because we've built up to it. Like, he's progressed to Somalia, right? So most of his audience at least now know a little bit about Somalia. But when he does a topic about Kenya, Kaizo, no offense, Kaizo, no offense, but I mean, only some East Africans know. Only some East. We know more about Ethiopia than about Kenya, and that's just the truth, Kaizo. I'm sorry. Kaizo's trying to make Kenya happen. It's not gonna happen. You know what I mean? It's just not. Sorry, Kaizo. I mean, I'd rather listen about listen about another country in East Africa. To be, I'm sorry for the Kenyans, but I'd rather listen about another country in East Africa and Kenya. It is what it is. Like, I'm sorry, Kaizo. Do better, man. Do better. There's someone in the background. Hold on, let me see who it is. Oh, my brother. What's going on? If you're talking, I can't hear you. If you're talking, I can't hear you. Dude, I say things 3 times and I just let it go. If you're talking, I cannot hear you. Hey, Musanda, what's up? He said he would rather grape a person. I don't, I'll be honest with you, Musanda. I don't actually understand what that meant. Um, Someone in the comment section was saying, "Oh, that shows his loyalty. Like that
You hear me now?
shows." Yeah, now I can hear you. Someone in the comment section says, "Oh, that shows his character. You know, that shows his honesty." And I'm just, Mr. Masanda. I don't get it. Okay, I don't like. I swear, going to jail for grape or committing murder is much worse than being called a thief. I don't understand this point at all. Okay, I don't understand this point at all. What's up?
Hey, yeah. When I tuned into your show
Uh
earlier,
huh.
you said that Kaiser was going off with the South Africans. Well, what happened, man? Why was he acting weird today?
I have no, what I no. Let me be honest. What I think it was is it was jealousy, and I don't really like admitting it, but I do feel like it was jealousy because let's be honest here. We're talking about South Africa. People usually have an opinion, good or bad, right? But they usually have but with Kenya, it's like no one knows what to say.
So you
You know what
mean
I
you
mean?
mean you're saying he could be jealous of the South Africans?
Yes, absolutely.
But there's nothing to be jealous about
Oh,
because
no,
it's like
no. Well, okay.
it's South Africa's two sides of a coin, right? There's like your life is in danger, but at the same time you get good infrastructure. On the other hand, Kenya is like also a two side of a coin where you're not really worried about your life all that much, but your infrastructure might not be perfect, but it's good enough. So it's I
Wait.
know what I'm saying. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Um, I know more so about South Africa tether because I relate to South Africans more, but
What?
I don't think
How is
that
that?
Kenya
When
has the
you lived in
same. You don't know what that means?
no, you say you can relate to them, and I'm like, wait, you live
Yeah, I
there,
can.
or you mean the people you met or heard about?
Um, Both because I live in Canada, so a lot of the services they're talking about, like I have access to that.
Come on, like
No, I'm
it's
serious.
like you saying that means all Canadians can say the same thing then,
Uh, Man,
because
I
what
don't
makes
know,
you
man. I don't know, but I feel like your equation or your relation to Kenya to South Africa, it's like
Mhm.
no offense, but don't South Africa have more universal services or social services than Kenya?
Yeah, but don't let's admit our healthcare is bullshit in Canada. Like I know
Why are
we
you
like
guys South African haters, man? Leave my people
listen,
alone.
listen. I went to the hospital last month, right?
Yeah.
And you gotta people are waiting 8 hours just to get service. It's a free healthcare, but the wait time will make
Oh
you hate it.
yeah. No, you're right about that. I remember going to the emergency room, I
Yeah,
think at 9 p.m., and I did not get serviced until 7 a.m. the next day. And it
that was
wasn't even something that serious, which
yeah,
thank goodness, but it's like, yeah, it
yeah.
was a
You know,
long
I
wait. Like I wasn't planning on
crazy.
sleeping there.
Exactly, right? I've been there with somebody who had a heart problem, so you would think that maybe they could just faint and collapse anytime, but yet they had to wait because the rule is that if the person is able to come there, it must not be that bad. Unless they come there all bleeding to death. Then they get the emergency room action.
Yeah.
Okay. But now I've never been to South African healthcare and I've never lived there, know much about there
Y-
except for
But
what I read and study.
I was gonna call you Kaiser, but
It's okay
milk,
to call me
milk,
Kaiser.
milk. No, I won't call you Kaiser.
Okay.
It won't. It's not the same, man. I can't roast you like I can roast Kaiser, but but I'm serious here. Are you trying to say that Kenya's at the same? Okay, fine. Forget the South African thing. Do you think that there's a hierarchy of African countries? Let's start there.
There's a higher what? Sorry, I
A
was
hierarchy.
hierarchy. No,
Yes.
there isn't. I don't see.
What?
I think that no,
Oh
there
my
is.
goodness.
No, there isn't. I think that we are all aware of where we stand. Yeah, definitely some of us have a little bit more than others. Like, yeah, we Ghanaians, we do feel like, yeah, we're doing a little better than some African countries, but I don't really think that we we mock other Africans, at least on average from what I don't know, what I see. But at the end of the day, we still have a lot of faults, right?
1 second. Hey, everybody, come back. Come back. The Kenyan talk is over. Come back. But okay. All right. So you're basically saying that all African countries are at the same level?
No, no, not in,
Yeah,
okay. When I say hierarchy, I mean I'm talking about mentally. Like, does one African country say, "Yeah, I'm better than you"? Like, I don't think, for example,
South
Ghana's
Africa is
better.
the best. That's a fact. South Africa
Oh
is the best.
shoot.
Well, you
Oh
know what?
shoot.
It's just, but that's the thing, though. Would I, as a Ghanaian, give up my security and safety for South Africa? No.
And
So
you shouldn't.
it's how you look at it.
No, no, but you shouldn't. That's not the point. I'm not saying you should try to be me. In fact, I think everyone should be try to be their own country, represent their country. I'm just saying, at the way it's going right now, South Africa tends to have the best opportunity. We have the
That's
most
no,
engineers.
that's not
We have the
true. I
most
can't disagree.
robotists. We have the most scientists, the most engineers. Even Kaiser said it. He has to work with
You
South
guys
African
can't touch
scientists.
Nigeria. You
Southern
guys can't
Africa
touch
depends
Nigeria.
Wait,
on
did you
South
say
Africa.
Nigeria?
You got no, they can't touch Nigeria. I'm sorry.
Wait,
What
The
do
what?
you mean we can't touch on
Wait,
what?
country.
no. Are
Tell
you
us one
serious
thing we
by
can't
that?
touch Nigeria
Are you
on.
joking? In
They
as much
can't
as
touch
I love
Nigeria.
Nigerians, um, Giant of
They're,
Africa,
the difference is
where?
the difference is
No,
Nigerians aren't doing much, but they have the talent. If they were doing, they would surpass South Africa. But then
South
again,
Africa
I'm
has more
talking
middle
if.
class. Think about it. Think about this.
No,
South Africa
Nigeria
has
does.
more middle
N-
class blacks. South Africa
No,
has more middle
no,
class blacks than Nigeria, which has a
no. That's
200
not
plus
true.
population.
No,
oh
Think
man.
about
Nigerians are
that.
so. Listen,
Like,
if we were
think
to
about
compare
that.
how many
Like
millionaires, no,
15, 15, 14 million black South Africans
no,
in a country that's 60, right?
no.
14 million black South Africans are at
I
least at the
promise you,
middle class and above, right?
look,
That's
I
a huge
promise you,
population. The
I
others
promise
who are
you,
quote
if
unquote
we were
not
to
at the
put,
top tier are either
listen,
in lower income or getting welfare. What
if we
other
were to
country
put,
can say that?
let's,
Think about this,
okay,
African millennial. Black
every
South Africans, at the end of the day, I think the reason we are where we are so far is because, unlike a lot of African countries, we actually love each other. I mean, we may pretend to fight and whatnot, but we actually really
but
do love each other,
listen,
especially
everybody,
on the coast. Why is
listen.
it that at least
That is
we can say
bullshit.
whatever we want to say about
Are
the
you saying that?
ANC,
Are you
right?
saying in
How
Ghana
corrupt the
people don't love
ANC
each
is.
other?
But think about the policies this party has created. They could have easily bought Mercedes Benzes, fucked over. Like these things I recently
Yeah,
thought
but your
about. Yeah,
president
they're
had the
happening throughout
money
the
under his
country.
bed.
They could have
Your
fucked over.
president had
Can
the
I finish?
money
Can I finish a little bit?
under his
They could
sofa.
have easily fucked over an entire population of struggling
Yeah,
blacks and let them
but
go off and focus
they
on the quote
sat the
unquote
money
economy
under the
that
sofa.
Radi is talking about. But no,
They
they
stashed the
rather
money under
focus
the
on
sofa.
solo. I heard you talk on the last stream. You said South Africa should have been investing in other countries instead of giving to the welfare of the people. So instead of
I
ANC
didn't say
focusing
that. I
on
didn't say
giving,
investing in
give
other
yeah,
countries.
I heard
No,
you,
I
Brad.
didn't say
I
that.
heard you, but
I
fine, fine, you did
no,
say
I
it.
didn't. Why would you do that?
Okay,
Why
fine,
would I do?
fine.
That is such a dumb
So
thing for me
so
to say.
so instead of using that money to change from 35% of the population with electricity and convert it into 90%, but damn near 100, right? Instead of actually seeing that as an achievement, he saw that as a loss because there was no economic value and they should have invested in other mines in other countries and
What?
focused on other countries and
Why would
have
I
the
say
black
like
elite here as
I'm
super
so
rich
you
instead of
so
helping the
you
people
watch?
population.
I said
Basically,
that.
that's the problem you have. I mean, let's
Wait,
be
where's
honest,
the
right? I mean,
what's
seriously,
going
at the end
on?
of the day, with the
I
benefits that
did
the
not
government of
say
South
that.
Africa does give, does let's talk policy to policy, not money. Let's remove money out of it. On a policy to policy basis, does the Ghanaian government give as much as the South African government on policy basis? Let's remove money.
Well, I think the South Africans do
Girl.
more. Like they give more. But however, I want to say I did not say what you said. That is such a dumb thing for me to say, and I know I didn't say that. Why would you take your money and go give it to other people? Like what I said was that South Africa needs to stop worrying about what other people think in terms of like them, people accusing them of being xenophobia for trying to deport illegals out of their country and all that, right? And I said that they should have invested more from when they took over from apartheid. They had like they were ahead. They had great achievements. They should have like done more. However, I felt like they're kind of stagnant. That's what I said, but I did not say
What,
that
what,
they
what
should.
do you think about Ghana? What do you think about Ghana?
Who, Donna? Who's that?
Yeah,
The
what do you think about
country,
Ghana?
dude.
Your country, how do
Oh,
you, what do you
Ghana.
think about Ghana? Now you're from Ghana, right? Are you from Ghana
Oh,
or Jamaica?
yeah,
You're
right.
a
I think
Ghana
I'm not happy.
Jamaican
I'm not
husband.
happy.
No,
Right.
no,
I'm
no.
not
I'm
happy
asking.
with the
Your ancestry is Ghana and Jamaica, right?
right. I'm gonna answer that. I'm
Okay,
not
yeah.
happy with the way.
What do you think those two countries should have done? No, I just want to hear your side at least. I mean, you told us what South Africa must do. Can I hear what your country specifically? Because you like to give us details on how we should have spent the money and did this and this. Can you give us details on what Ghana and Jamaica should have done?
Okay. As for Ghana, right? I am not happy with the way they're spending the money, the country's money and
And
resources.
AM, please put him in. Why did you let him? Josie's at the back check.
Oh, Josie's here. Okay.
Oh, the South Africans are coming in full force.
Yo, they were here the whole South Africans are here the whole time.
So anyway, um, I don't like. For example, the president, this dumb idiot, spent $100 million to build a cathedral when his healthcare for his own people is a terribly bad. Like South Africa is way better. I've never been there, but I'm guessing it's much better, right?
No,
Um,
no,
yeah,
no.
there's
You don't have to guess. It is. You don't have to
right.
guess.
So,
Try-
like, for example, they're borrowing money. They were for so many years they were lying to Ghanaians and the World Trade Organization that they were doing fine. They were not in debt. Their debt was fine until COVID hit. All of a sudden, they had to go to the World Bank for a loan. All of a sudden, we realized that we finally found the truth that they were hiding the country's debt, right? So, um, I am not happy with the way the country is being run. it's got
what do you mean
issues.
they were hiding the country's debt? So
Well,
what's
Ghana,
the GDP?
it's the GDP. I don't know how much, but I know the debt is 70% of the GDP, 76% of the GDP. However, we were being
So,
told as
your
Ghanaians.
economy shrink the 30%,
Say it again.
70%, sorry,
Yeah,
70%.
yeah, because the government was lying to the people. We only recently found out last month that they were hiding. Like the Minister of Finance had to come out and like tell the truth because they needed to get a loan from the IMF, right? But they, but
I
like
thought y'all were fighting. No, I thought things were getting better in Ghana with the whole that one lady him saying that the relationship between us and Switzerland is not fair on the chocolate. I thought, I don't know,
no,
things are really
it's
improving and something. But
actually, you know
now,
what's, I'll tell you what's keeping Ghana going. Actually, what is actually improving Ghana a lot is the tourism and the fact that people are coming there to spend a lot of money. Because what happened is Ghanaians tend to price things in US dollars, right? So a lot of these foreigners who are moving to Ghana, they're bringing a lot of US dollars, and that's actually helping the economy hugely, right? And the government actually
wait,
depends a lot
so
on
people are
that.
moving into a country that has been found full of debt, is what you're telling me?
Man, it
I'm
happens
saying from your
everywhere.
story.
Well, it happens
Okay.
everywhere, right? People, the debt doesn't necessarily stop people
You
from
just said the
moving.
debt was 70% of the economy. But okay, fine. I'll
Yes,
just
I
look it
did.
up. Fine, right?
It's yeah, something like that, right? So, like the people moving there were bringing US dollars, and it's actually helping the economy hugely. But they're mismanaging collecting the funds like taxes, because when they award government contracts, they'll give it to a government friend. And what happened is he'll build half of the project and then sometimes he doesn't complete it and nobody holds him accountable. So because of that, like you get projects that are not completed properly or they're not done to a certain standards, the right standards, right? So comparing Ghana to South Africa, yeah, like South Africa is much better. I would say they have a policy where they probably are much more organized and do things much orderly, right? Compared to Ghana, right? However, I think when it comes to lifestyle, it doesn't mean that life in Ghana is bad. Like life in Ghana can be way amazing than even in the West if you have decent amount of money. If you have money to live, man, in Ghana, like South Africa cannot be Ghana. You will get all the amenities you want better than South Africa. You can get the best house, right? You can have the best car. You can have the best wine,
Elaborate.
everything,
Elaborate how?
right? What do you mean how?
Elaborate.
Like, have you seen those? How
You said it,
have you seen those amazing? Like,
guy,
you're talking about lifestyle,
dude. When you say lifestyle, it's subjective. You know, like
right? So
you
when I
talking
say
about
lifestyle, I mean when I say
Wait.
lifestyle,
Didn't I tell? I remember I telling me because he's like I think he's starting something in Ghana. I remember him saying that apparently the houses there in Accra, yeah, I think it's Accra, are like overpriced and stuff. And you're telling me that it's
they
super cheap?
are exactly, yeah, yeah,
okay, okay.
and
Let him
that's what,
finish. Yeah, go ahead.
No, no,
yeah.
no. I'm just saying. You're saying that no. You're saying that it's so cheap there, but I'm saying
Oh
I,
no,
the
no, I
guy,
didn't say that.
friend. He says it's
I know I
expensive.
did.
No,
Yeah,
I just
but
want to ask that.
you said
Oh
standard of
no, no,
living,
how?
so we want to hear, like, you said
Yeah, like
better
this.
standard of living. Okay,
Yeah,
elaborate on that.
I
Like, what do
see.
you mean by?
I watch. Yeah, I watch videos on housing in South Africa, and they look amazing. Like some of those houses, but then again, that's a very small part of the country, right? And in Ghana, you can pretty much get the same thing.
No, bro, not even.
I'm
Guy,
telling
so
you.
where do you get that from?
What do
Watching
you
a
mean? Where
small
do I get
video of
it?
South Africa. Watching a small video of South Africa
Listen,
doesn't mean it's the
listen.
whole country. You
I
can buy a nice house
and that's what I
in
said.
every
That's
part of
only
the
a
country.
small part of what I saw. I didn't say that
No,
that
no,
was all
Okay,
in South
bro,
Africa.
bro. I wasn't even saying that out of ego. Like there are a lot of beautiful houses outside of just Pretoria or Johannesburg or Pretoria, like literally
Exactly.
all
Going
over
to the
South
rural
Africa.
areas. Okay,
Exactly.
okay,
I
go ahead.
agree. I seen how beautiful, like, if you have the money in South Africa, you can have an amazing life, right? And the
Not
same thing
not
applies.
necessarily. No, not necessarily. It depends on location. Remember, outside of
And the
like
funny,
metropolitan, land is a lot cheaper. I mean, you will have
right?
teachers with really beautiful big houses in South Africa.
Yeah,
I'll even show you a channel where it shows this stuff. But yeah,
yeah. And I believe that. And you know what? Houses in South Africa are so much cheaper than in Ghana, because when I was doing the math, I'm like, yo, you could barely go to Ghana and afford a house if you were saving your money in US or in Canada. But then when I saw the prices in South Africa, I'm like, yo, I think I'm gonna move there, because for what I can pay in Ghana, I can get that in South Africa. Because in
Look,
Ghana,
there's something
Ghana
I
is
need
what
to
I call
clear
a
up.
bubble. Ghana's a bubble, right? They just overprice things like crazy that are not worth what they're priced at, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if one day things came falling in Ghana, because why would you pay $1 million for like that fucking 3 bedroom house, you know? But the bottom line is, what I was trying to say is, life in Ghana is just as good as in South Africa if you have a decent amount of money. It's like, and when your life is decent wherever you are, you don't care to move to another country. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
If
can
the
relate to that.
people who live good in Zimbabwe, they're not gonna move to South Africa, because if they move, they're not gonna get the same lifestyle, right? So in
Mm,
context, it
Um,
okay, okay. Look,
sorry.
look. I have to be like straight. If you
yeah,
come here to Johannesburg, you'll notice that there are a lot of wealthy people from other African countries. So you'll
right.
meet rich Ghanaians and Santon,
Oh yeah, yeah,
rich
for sure.
Nigerians. Hold on. Rich Nigerians, rich Zimbabweans, rich people from, let's say, Ethiopia, guys who've done well. Like you'll meet, there's a bit of everyone that's like rich. Everyone has their wealthy people. So most wealthy people, they move to South Africa, no, but their presence is here. And you'll see it. That's just the fact. And another thing, I wanted to clear up something. What do you call? Like you said earlier that there's this crazy idea that South Africa is unsafe everywhere. Look, I'm from Johannesburg and I was born and raised here. This place is not all bad and unsafe. That's
Oh
BS.
yeah, of course.
Like
Not all. It's
this
just like in
crazy,
Canada, there are places where it's a little bit unsafe. Every country has that. Anyways,
yeah,
go
but
ahead. Sorry
the
to interrupt.
image and the portrayal, of South Africa is like it's everywhere. It's this horrible place, and even when you go to rural areas, it's by far safer in the smaller towns. Masanda's from a smaller town. It's much safer over there.
Yeah.
And I want to correct something that was said in that live. Like at the end of it, like I just couldn't call an AM's live. Like who's this? Ridey called in and said something like South Africans think they're better than everybody. Look, man, every group of Africans is people that think they're better than other people. Like over here in Johannesburg, there's some tensions between Nigerians and Ghanaians that I've picked up.
Really?
Every nation, yeah, I'm telling you, some sort of rivalry
Why
that's
are
there
you
that no one
shocked?
talks about.
I
It's
am,
there.
because I've never heard of rival. Like, no, I
So
hear
you're a
South
Ghanaian and
Africans.
you don't know that.
No, I don't,
You're a
because
Ghanaian.
because I
You're the
don't.
first
No,
Ghanaian.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Okay,
Dude, I was
Ghanaian.
born knowing that.
he's half Ghanaian.
Okay, okay. Look,
Well, I'm happy to
everybody has
learn
people
something.
like that that just think they're just better than everybody else, or just think their country's the shit. I mean, like you
But
just
we are
speak to
better than
Nigerians.
Nigerians.
Yeah. So
We are
yeah,
better
yeah.
than.
You see?
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Hold on. Okay. Nigerians will say they're the shit. They're better than everybody.
In
Kenyans like
scamming.
Kaiser. Kaiser will say Kenya's the shit, even though no one really talks about Kenya. But the reality is this: like
No
everybody
shade.
has.
Sorry, continue. I just had to agree with you
Okay,
on that one.
but everybody has
has those people. So like this whole thing of comparing South Africa to South Korea. Like there's no South African in their right mind that thinks South Africa is a first world country. You can ask any random South African. No one thinks that South Africa is a first world country.